Uh-oh. Bring it right here. Bring it right here. Welcome back. Welcome back to the To Be Fair show. We'll run it back. We'll run it back. All right, my boy ready.
Effort, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Now, welcome back to the To Be Fair show. I'm your host, Johnny P. Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we back. I want to tell everybody thank you for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all.
Got another 5 episode lined up for you. Before we get into it, I want to tell y'all, please hit that notification button up there in the corner. Hit the subscribe button. Like, comment. Please tell us what you're thinking. Please follow us on all social medias. It's at the To Be Fair Show. We on Facebook. We on TikTok. We on Instagram, and we on Threads. Let's hop.
First things first, Johnny obviously can't freestyle a lick. What the hell was that?
I don't know. I had my
you just free, bro. Like you could have ran that part down.
I had my whole thing in my head. I was ready to go. I had my whole thing in my head.
Creature habit.
But let's not, wait. Let's hop into the. I'm ready to whoop some ass. Let's get this way.
Let's see.
Like I said, got both of them up.
Got
both of them.
Said he was
out of here.
I ain't gonna ask next time.
Pre-planned. No, I think about this last night. I already knew what that boys was gonna do. Predictable.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
But I'm gonna let Q go first. We'll go rail, and then I'm gonna close it out.
Okay.
All right. So see what Q got for us.
I wonder why it always does that. It don't be having all the jumps on there. Let's see. I don't know. I wasn't ready to start first. Scroll down some. Go with earn your leisure over in the corner.
Sound like you done got used to losing, bro.
A savior. We have a savior.
Oh, I ain't really been winning lately, if I'm being honest.
Oh, hold up. Give it just a second real quick. Gotta make an adjustment. All right.
Do your job, bro.
Hey, I'm doing my job.
Jeez.
Gotta make an adjustment.
Type
real
stuff
quick.
I be talking
On the TI's best.
So everybody can hear.
Should have been done prior to. Is
Let's
what I'm
start
saying.
that up again.
Problem with a savior. We have a savior problem. There's no savior. I'm gonna be honest with you. A white savior is not coming to save us, but a black savior is not coming to save us either. Nobody's coming to save us. It's a collective. It's a collective. Once you work as a collective, then you understand that every person in society has a responsibility. Every person in society has a responsibility. Some people's responsibilities are bigger than others, but if we look at it from that collective standpoint, you never see it. I've never seen a Chinese person ever say like, "This is my savior." A Japanese, they understand it. They understand collectiveness, and that comes from the communist standpoint. But they just understand that it's a collective. You do your part, I do my part, and if we all do our part, then that's how we're gonna rise. As opposed to Michael Jordan writing a check for $50 billion. Where's that gonna go? We've seen that happen. Mark Zuckerberg gave Newark, New Jersey $100 million. What happened? Charity is not the way. Charity is not a blueprint. Charity is not a blueprint for success. It's not sustainable. We've seen this in Africa. How much money has been poured into Africa? It's not sustainable. Charity, but we got to get out of this mindset of looking for charity. Do for yourself. Help yourself. Help your family. Everybody help each other. Then that's how everybody's going to rise together. Looking for somebody. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody in life owes you anything. And I'm gonna be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna do anything for you anyway. Yeah, black people have a problem with a savior. We have a savior problem. There's no savior. I'm gonna be honest with you. A white savior.
No, I agree totally. And I think the way we've been programmed, the way society teaches it is, especially when it comes to us, there's no glory for, like, if you're looking at it as a team, there's no glory for the kicker. There's no glory for the offensive line. There's no glory for the defensive line. Everybody wants to be the quarterback or the running back or the wide receiver. And nobody, like, there's all these other pieces when it comes to like a community or a society that you have to have in order to have a healthy, thriving society. You got to have black doctors, got to have black, electricians, black engineers. It got to be black everything. We can't just focus in on certain, industry or certain spaces. That's, if we get this, then everything else is going to be good. And then the trickle down economy doesn't work when you're only when you're not diversified, or when you're
Bring this
only
back to the savior thing.
well, I'm saying black people have to learn how to work collectively, and we have to appreciate the whole collective. You have to appreciate the unappreciated jobs in society, and especially when it comes to community. If we're going to work together and have a black community, we gotta have representation in all these different fields of industries.
I have a question. I thought the thing that stood out to me was the examples that he used, and he said that it comes from communism.
I didn't necessarily agree with the Japan example.
So my question is, do you believe that in the country that we live in this idea of a free country, quote unquote, that this is a thing that is expected to happen? I'm kind of not so convinced that comes, you know what I mean, that we'll get to this idea of this togetherness,
saying
why everybody can choose to be on every different, you see what I'm saying?
So you're saying you think capitalism is keeping us from?
What I'm asking you is, do you believe that in a free society that you would have this idea of togetherness from the people that were raised in that society?
Well, in a healthy free society, when it's working the way it's supposed to, yes.
So you're saying no for America because it's not healthy.
I mean, if we could make it healthy again, maybe, but
You're talking about like Americans. There's a lot of function in American societies that are from American by American people. I mean, like it's both a bunch of different like versions of white people that operate functionally inside America. Jewish would be like the easiest group to kind of point a finger to.
Well, when I say that, to me, like you're talking about in my mind, you're talking about people from somewhere else coming here and being able to sustain and create a community. I'm talking about people born here and raised within the society, creating this.
Well, I guess like
idea of
are we saying
community?
Like when I was thinking Jewish, I was speaking more or less like the ones that came around like 1900 or so. But are you?
I see.
But even if we just say the American whites, like the American whites, they done kept their shit together for years. That's where the idea of white supremacy and systematic racism kind of stems from.
But even like the Italians, the Irish, like there's a lot of white societies that have come over here and have used their collective, or you can go even like,
so it's just us,
or even Asians, like Korea. Like how many Korean towns are there in America?
Yeah, so is that essentially what you're saying is like it's just us?
I mean, I think
if
we
you have
face,
the example
we
in
face
white
unique struggles that they don't face and have faced, but
I think
it is just us.
I actually agree with what he was saying in the context of what he was speaking about. I actually agree with what he was saying as far as black people having a savior problem. And I predominantly agree with it because of the fact that we have an accountability problem. I think it's more so there. Like we want to stay stuck in the victimhood and blaming somebody else. So if you blaming somebody else, that means you can't do nothing to change it. It's somebody else's fault. That means they have to change it.
They have the power.
Yeah, they got the power. So yeah, it's my issue with the whole, like, even though I understand we've lived in a system of racism, us still subscribing to that thought and still talking about white supremacy keeps perpetuating the same thing that we're in, because by saying that there is white supremacy, that means there is black inferiority.
Bar. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And then the worst thing is like to accept victimhood. You know what I mean? To accept victimhood is like the worst thing.
And then call it power. And then call it power at that. That's the whole thing. We call it something, we call something evil something good. Like this mentality is actually an evil mentality. I've been thinking about this like a lot this week. Yeah.
This mentality is an evil mentality. What you mean?
As far as the inferiority complex, it's an evil mentality that works against us.
Victimhood.
Yeah. Hey, Q, you mind, since you went there, do you mind if I get one to go with yours? It's like Charleston White actually like went crazy on something very
go ahead.
Go to me real quick, and then I'm going to turn it right back over to you. I just want to see this was right there. Yeah.
Getting money is fuck the community. I started out as a community activist. That's a broke motherfucker's behavior. And I was broke when I was doing that. Only people who think about community is broke motherfuckers. Motherfucker with money don't give a damn about fixing the community. I came to the internet as a frustrated community activist. Then I started getting money off the internet. I don't have time to help the community, homie. I'm booked. Now I don't need help. Now I'm the strongest nigga in the village now.
But don't people look at that as you turning your back on the community?
I am. Because guess what I was doing? Every day I was walking out that door to go help the community. I was turning my back on my children, my nigga, when I wasn't storing up no inheritance. And I was coming back home broke. Spending all that goddamn time and energy and emotions and mental and psychological. I'm giving all that to the community with no return. Walking back home, nigga. Daddy, can we go get some ice cream? No, Daddy ain't got it. Come on, homie. I was turning my back on them. Not only that, I was turning my back on myself, my nigga. So fuck the community, nigga. The black community can't improve. Go improve in the mirror. Improve your home. You can't even get along with your family cousin. Your mama and her sister don't get along. You and your brother resent your stepdaddy. Your mama resent your daddy. Nigga, go fix them issues. Leave the community alone, nigga. Go look in the mirror. That's what I did. And I kept saying, nigga, fuck them other kids, my nigga. Once I started getting money.
Terrible choice of music. Terrible.
No, that was a terrible
choice of music at the end of that.
Yeah, I think 95% of that was horrible advice. I think it was really bad. Like he tied it in inside of like a small little piece with like
on the back end and stuff. Yeah.
But I think most of what he said is the actual issue with why black community doesn't actually eventually prosper. Because of we have a selfish mindset of when we do get money. And like it's I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like I thought that was.
And you know the weirdest thing is that like he sit there and said that, and like I agree. Like at first it was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then when he started talking about turning his back on his family, turning back on his kids, and not being able to provide for us, I understood that part. But then also one thing I feel like he missed is that at the end of the day, you sitting here saying fuck the community when this community is the reason that you get money now. We are the people that's listening and. You know what I mean? Support. And it's like, bro, how many white folk you think really just listen to Charleston White? Only if they do, they probably looking at it as like a mockery of what we are.
Yeah. And I guess I didn't really agree or understand that point either. Every time I went out and did community activist work, I was
coming back broke.
Yeah, I was coming back like I don't know. Like I think that you could just do two things at the same time. Like you can walk and chew gum at the same time. Like you can help the community. You can get a job. There's actually decent paying jobs that you can get as a community activist or inside specific places or spaces within the community. Whether you want to be like a community healthcare worker, whatever it is, where you can provide for your family at a good enough rate and help the community. Like I don't see why it's a zero sum. Like,
I mean, I will say, I understand where he coming from as far as like, I don't agree all the way, but I mean, as far as I think what he's saying is once I started on this ignorant shit, I started getting the money that I was looking for, and I was able to take care of my family.
So why fuck the community after that?
Because like he's like, what does our community what does our community value? Is he was out here trying to get the attention, but y'all weren't paying attention to me when I was on some positive shit. Now that I'm on negative shit, now y'all want to come in. Now I'm taking the money and giving it back to my family because when I was out here trying to give it to y'all weren't even giving me. Y'all weren't showing me that same attention. So I mean, I understand it from that point. I ain't saying I
think that's a horrible take, still.
But I understand where he coming from.
I understand it too. Yeah. I think it's the idea of being for sale as well.
But my thing is that like if you take that concept, like again, you're just doubling down on the issue. The issue is that we don't have successful people that have made it out that come back and show like this is what it actually looks like. And typically it ends up being the fact of like the shitting on piece. And I think that just think he's doubling down back to that same space.
All right, so actually this week something happened that's a good example of all of this. With Keith Lee coming back, and I don't know if y'all heard about the situation, but
let's hit them chats real quick.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll
that just ties right into it.
We'll get back to
segregation was something that was good and bad towards us as a community because you have grandchildren and great grandchildren that are leaving from the same bus stop that their grandmother couldn't, wait at.
We'll talk about we'll touch that, huh? We going there.
An ignorant black person will always make more money than a person that has intelligent things to say or do, because the world always perceives you, whether you have intelligence or not, as an ignorant.
I think, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What else you got, Q?
I think Tone was trying to.
Oh yeah, just going in, just along the topic we were still talking about, like with what Q just showed, there was something that happened this week with the whole Keith Lee situation. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it so y'all can see exactly what happened.
Give that barber $1,000 for free haircuts. He should have said, anybody, come on, who want their haircut for free? Come on. Then he would have deserved it. Then that would have made him with me, because now you're helping me. You're shining on me. This man was not with me.
Before we left, we went in and had a conversation with the mom, and we thanked everybody for having us. Me and the mama prayed together, and we left with $4,000 tip behind. God is amazing.
I appreciate y'all for having us. I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids. So we want to leave $1,000 to the barber, so we can cut everybody hair for free. We want to leave you $1,000 for you the hair. We want to leave you $2,000. Yeah, that's it. So please charge my barber $4,000, and y'all give me your hire for y'all. I appreciate it. Absolutely.
Give that barber $1,000.
No promises. It might get a little crazy. Before we left, we went in and had a conversation with the mom, and we thanked everybody for having us. Me and the mama prayed together, and we left with $4,000 tip behind. God is amazing.
I appreciate y'all for having us. I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids. So we want to give $1,000 to the
barbers and none of the people.
She didn't give the money to the barbers, to the braiders. She kept the money for herself because she was like, those people wasn't with her, so she didn't have to give them any money.
And just to be sure, so everybody on the same page, the lady right there that was speaking in the beginning is the lady that he gave the money to.
Yes.
But he said he gave 1,000 to the barber. He gave 1,000 to her. What was
No,
the
he
other
gave 1,000 to the barber. He gave 1,000 to the braider and 2,000 to her
for the tip.
For the tip, and she was serving food.
Yeah, and on top of that, he gave her what's not shown is he gave her like $800 more, I believe, to feed other people for free.
So she kept all of it.
Yeah, and she didn't even feed the other people.
She didn't give none of so she didn't get a stylist or the barber. And what she was hollering about right there, but she's saying because they wasn't with them.
Yeah, they wasn't with her or something. It'll be he wasn't with me. Something she didn't make sense.
It's just you just greedy. I mean, that's just all that is. And like you say, that type of person that's gonna come back and bite you. Oh, it's already coming back to bite you because we talk about you on the podcast about how greedy you is and stuff. So
as of my last check on this, her business is shut down.
Yeah,
like she wouldn't get no customers. I seen a video earlier.
She gonna need that $4,800.
She was whining about the fact that ain't nobody been coming through. Like she ended up giving them the money after Keith Lee put out a video and said, like what he gave the money for.
But you done it to yourself.
But you did it to yourself. It was like that was dirty. You would have got way more than $4,000.
That's crazy.
That's the problem with greed, and I guess it can that lesson can be broadened out, and when we talk about capitalism and greed amongst society. I mean,
but you see, it'd be like stuff like that happens.
Definitely broaden that example out.
You have people who come back to the community, and then they get slapped in the face with stuff like that. I mean, even though it didn't really look bad upon him, it made her look bad. She made herself look bad.
She made herself look really bad.
Terrible.
You said people come back to the community getting slapped in the face with stuff like that.
Like basically, he gave back to the community, and then she pretty much smacked him in the face with all like this is drama. Like to sit there like that was like a slap in the face.
But here's the thing about giving. Here's the thing: once you give it, you gave it.
Yeah, but now fuck that. If I tell you, hey, go and give Q. If I got $500, bro, I'm gonna give you $2. Go and give Q $100. Go and give Tone $100. And then go and give, you know what I mean? And then you keep the $5.
I mean, I get it, but
bro, I don't. It's not even. There's no way you can validate that.
When you're in the mind of giving, once you give it, it's gave. Now, if a person takes do the wrong thing with it,
what you said.
That's some. But you gave it, and that's like whatever
you
belief system and whatever made you give, you did your part. Now, if somebody takes it and does whatever, that's on them, and whatever they believe in, they're gonna have to deal with that on their own terms.
Yeah, that's the same. That's a scam shit, man.
There was one other portion about this video that I wanted to discuss, though.
Why you gotta be careful when you give.
All right, so her business got shut down. So as I said, like black people shut her business down in a week. So it comes to question, why do we not do this with anything else? We're like, there's a lot more other stuff that's more threatening to the community than this lady's food truck.
Yeah, we actually we show ourselves, like I was saying, we show ourselves consequences very quickly. Very quickly. It's easy for us to get on board with like, oh, he did this to this person, and oh, he's done. We do that shit very easily. In our community, that shit happens very easily. I mean, there's not too many communities that you hear that being the thing. You think about what's your Jonathan Majors, right? The whole he was supposed to be getting on a Marvel movie or something like that. Then he had what he had. Say it again.
Black people didn't do that.
So
none of that was to black people. Like that wasn't at the fault of black people.
I don't think we canceled him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, that was a bad example, but we've done this many times.
I think that if like to try and answer the question, it's because of the low barrier of like ability of us actually canceling things on a systemic level, to where this is probably the only place that we can flex some level of cancelability. Like it's easy to cancel this.
I see.
It's harder to cancel.
The only thing we can cancel.
Yeah.
Right,
so I mean, like it
would be like a mom and pop store we can cancel.
Yeah. Our money ain't going much further than that.
We can't cancel Target if Target.
Man, I can't say that because it's like I've seen plenty of times where we've shut down business for somebody just because like
give me examples of what you're talking about.
Like Fortune 500 type companies.
Let's see. We shut down Gucci for a second, even though people went right back to buying. Yeah, it was shut down for a second. Stuff was shut down as far as what
they
was
was low, but they wasn't shut down.
I'm saying we definitely influence. We have a bigger influence
than an impact.
Yeah, that's my whole
shut down the Fortune 500 company, but you can impact them to make a different decision.
We didn't have like
I ain't saying I don't know nothing about Gucci. I don't know
like the next week with the Gucci shit, Young Thug was like, fuck Gucci, fuck what they saying. I'm still wearing my Gucci and all that.
Like we contradicted ourselves on that. Like it was so many black people still wearing Gucci.
H&M, same difference. Like you have to like show me some actual proof.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
Of like Gucci stock dropping.
It's about 100,000 niggas that got Gucci on right now.
I got a question. What was the reason for canceling Gucci?
It was something with an ad campaign. I can't really remember what the ad campaign dealt with.
Was it race based?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It was something that had some reference to something.
Was that the monkey one? Was that the monkey?
No,
it might have been blackface. They referenced in something.
Yeah, I think the monkey one was H&M, the coolest monkey in the jungle or something like that, with the black kid.
Oh yeah,
that'd be crazy. But I mean, it's easy to say we should cancel it because I don't shop at these places. I don't buy Gucci, so I'm like, fuck that. But
that mean you can't cancel it.
Yeah, that means that, like I don't.
And that's too much. Like I don't even think that we buy enough Gucci for real to really
cancel.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could think of something off the top.
In general, like we ain't making no dent.
I wish I could think of something off the top because there have been plenty of times that we've made a move.
Probably with the mom and pop shit. Like if it's something with low, like that's based in our community with like a low enough, like gross income to where we can actually impact it. But most shit that actually is like a real institution.
Man, I think we impact the world. Honestly, I think we the most influential people.
If we talking like culture and shit like that.
Well, I mean, we definitely if black people stop, like if something like Jordan. If black people said Jordan did something, we're not fucking with Jordan. We can impact Jordan.
But no,
the Jordan shoe brand,
the number one
impact that.
Yeah, but the number one thing, but that's a black guy that owns that. So why would we do that?
But it's the same reason why they.
But no, I'm saying the number one thing that black people.
And I don't even know. I get closer to arguing that it probably ain't gonna make a difference because I don't think black people are the main buyers of Jordan.
That would be crazy.
The only place where we have this kind of power,
because like the way to sneak it, like black people aren't buying Jordan first. Like if we're getting them reset. We're getting them off of what is it called? When people are reselling them. Because if you've ever tried buying a sneaker today, it's almost impossible. Like any Jordan drop,
and white people profit off that secondary market.
Whites and Asians and shit like that. Yeah. But like it's all body. Like you're lucky if you logged in the second it dropped. I done lost so many raffles.
And they got
it's impossible.
That's crazy.
I will say this.
Niggas need a bot to buy Jordans now.
Yeah, or you just gotta get it off StockX.
I will say this though. I will say this. I think one industry where we do have the power to maybe affect it is and it would never happen, but like say all the black NFL players decided not to play. How much? Because that's $1 multi-billion-dollar industry that could not function without black. And if all the
coming.
And if all, but who's gonna watch who's gonna watch that? I'm saying, but that's like the one place where we kind of got the power and we could like The NFL would like
Athletics.
instantly shut down if every black person in America decided
Hell,
we're
the
no
NBA.
longer NBA too.
They were no longer watching it, or we're no longer.
No, if the
Oh,
players
if
decide
they're
to
not
no longer
if they're not
participate.
playing, then we're not watching.
Yeah,
That's out of
Well,
mind.
yeah, of
I'm saying,
course.
but that's what but I mean, if you think about it, I mean, that's a 4,000 or 5,000 people. It's not a lot of people, but if those people came together and decided we're not doing, like if they did a strike the way the workers in Ford did,
Hey, you know the funny thing is that
it
like
would
the nigga,
it would change the landscape of everything because those are multi-billion-dollar industries.
niggas sitting
Something's
on the
gonna happen.
bench can't do it, bro.
I say all of them.
Yeah, but a nigga on the bench can't do that, bro.
I'm saying, but if all of them did,
Yeah, because he'll never get a job.
but if
The nigga on the
LeBron,
bench,
but I'm saying, but
the
if
eighth
LeBron,
man
but if
on the
LeBron
roster-
and KD and all of them doing it first,
Oh, yeah.
then you can do it. You
Yeah.
can't start the shit. But if like once
Yeah, nah, you
LeBron
can't
and
do it
Embiid
still. They'll
ain't
still
doing it,
tell you ain't playing no more.
but
They'll come back. We can get LeBron and Embiid back. Yo ass ain't playing.
I understand
no more.
that, but it's a
You would
risk.
go to
It's
the
a risk. But if
D-League,
they
nigga.
all did it, it'd have to be the stars first, and
Yeah,
then
nah, for sure.
everybody else go. But we would that would matter. That would be a big
Yeah,
deal.
but that's pretend land world.
It is pretend land world.
Let's run through the comments and then we can get back into.
Okay, this is in reference to the lady from the food truck. This lady shows the prime example of the ignorance of the modern woman. They want it all, but will not be helpful. It's just sad.
Mm.
And I just go to this other
like
comment
that,
right
like,
after.
that's just
Yeah, that was. Then he said she's the prime example for
Yeah, you
someone who was
gotta
not
do the
raised
women
correctly,
like that.
because you will not do the right thing if you don't know how to do the right thing, because no one taught you how to do right.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of greed. I think. Like at the end of the day, just greed.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing. You know something I was thinking about the other day, and you know the rental property and renting out the room, Jones. What I realize is that what you'll oftentimes see is women that actually aren't financially stable. That brings out the worst in women characteristics. Women that aren't doing well financially. I mean, and I think it's
too.
But I mean,
A broke nigga, you can't trust a broke nigga.
And I think you're absolutely right. So like when I was sitting there thinking, it's like the idea that like that's where like to me the equivalent of like the drug dealer niggas, like the nigga that's doing bad and he decides that okay, I can do this to make this money.
Well, I'm gonna rob
and
somebody.
the equivalent of that for women is like having a value for sex, actually using their body to. And I think that shit, it's crazy how you can see, and I've seen good women have tough times, and that shit bring the absolute worst out of
But
it.
that's natural. Bad times is gonna bring the worst out of anybody.
No, I agree.
Like I mean, that's when like most people that end up in jail are poor people because poverty brings the worst.
Poverty,
You know, out of people. But I do have one question before we move on.
Yeah.
And it comes to we're talking about greed and stuff, and we talk about America and capitalism. Can you blame people for being greedy in a capitalistic society where greed is rewarded so much? Like it's hard to tell people not to be greedy, and it's hard to shame people for greed when we live in a country where these big corporations is going to be Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates is greedy. They buy, and so it's hard to tell. It's hard to when resources are getting more scarce. It's not we're not getting more stuff. Resources are more scarce. Inflation is like it's hard to tell people not to be greedy in times where we don't necessarily see our future or you know how we're going to be able to provide in the future. So I mean it's a double-edged sword, and just to be fair, when we're talking about these people, it's hard in America for people not to be greedy.
This comment about greed right here. It says, that's why people lose their blessings. When you're greedy, you lose more than you thought you would gain. And I agree with that. Like whether they think they're getting away with it or not. If
it's
you
not
notice,
true for everybody.
Just hear me out though. Like I believe in this statement right here that evil contains the seed to its own destruction. So even if everybody don't see what you're doing behind the scene, or even if everybody don't see you get destroyed, most of these people be miserable. Like look at a lot of the people who got money. They be miserable, bruh. Miserable lives. They got to be in your face all the time because they miserable.
Would you rather be rich and miserable? Or poor
I know I don't want to be rich and miserable, bruh.
I'm cool on the miserable. I'm cool on the miserable.
Don't say miserable is just a thing. Most people are going to be miserable, rich or poor.
You think most people are miserable,
bro? It's something else that's going on there where they still crying.
Honestly, I think that it's more people that's on the street that's not miserable than got money.
So you think rich people are more miserable than poor people?
I believe that people. I know that there's plenty of homeless people that are not miserable comparative to
a few of them
these
that's miserable too, though.
No. No. I know, bro. The thing is
Bro.
that it's different. It's different when you're talking about it from not actually seeing it, like day to day, seeing this and
Nah,
seeing
son,
how these
a
people
lot of them ain't
they are
miserable,
not fucking miserable, bro. You can sit here and you would think of yourself being
the
miserable.
ones that are high, and when they're
It's
high,
not even just a high.
Bro, what
thing,
I'm saying
bro.
is that it's the idea of like the relief.
but nobody's happy to be on the street.
Go talk to
Bro,
some homeless
you gotta
people,
talk
bro.
to him, bro.
Talk to some
Y'all
homeless
sitting
people,
here
bro.
trying
Some
to
of them
speak
is happy
for
to be on
them.
the streets.
How many of you done talk to?
I know a few. I
You know
work
what I'm saying?
down on
Like,
the south side. I talked to
literally
a
grew
few.
up off Betty's Ford Road. Like,
No, but I
knowing-
understand that we all
knowing-
grew up in the hood. But I'm
No,
talking about
I'm
how
talking
many.
about like actual, like I've like like even inside the neighborhoods, like the heads, a bunch of people that don't have like the things that's in order. I've had like I've known people that have been homeless for stretches of times.
Right.
Like none of that was ever like a positive thing. And of course, like you find the joy within it. But sitting and having real conversations with them, outside of like passerby, I think like there's a bunch of struggle and shit that's on their brain that's not good. And that like whichever way you want to kind of dress it up, but pretending like most homeless people are happy, I
didn't say most homeless people are happy. What I'm saying is that there is a good population of them that actually choose this lifestyle, and they would rather do this than do what we're doing. The hamster wheel, they'd rather not be in the hamster wheel, and they would rather. So they choose. To me, I would say that if you choose it,
so you say most homeless people choose to be homeless.
I didn't just say that most.
All right, so you said a good. What is that like? What does that mean?
There a lot of them choose to be homeless.
I don't know what these words mean.
I don't know how you don't know what a lot means.
I want to
like,
address
because then I would think most. When people say like a lot, I would think most. And
Well,
I don't think most homeless people. If
I
we're
mean,
saying
you can
like,
try to use a whole nother word.
But hold on, but
okay, my bad. But in general, go ahead, and then we'll get back.
No, I was gonna say, I
people aren't
think
choosing.
we can argue that, but I think
homeless.
another thing that was very important that was said about when they said greed is going to be rewarded, or they're gonna get what they're gonna get because you're greedy. That's not always the case, especially in America. When you set up like a capitalistic society, a lot of time greed is rewarded. A lot of these people are made because they're greedy. So to sit up there and be like, that's a fable that black people like to believe that greedy people are gonna get theirs, and it's not good to be greedy. But like, look at these Fortune 5, look how these rich people
But see, the thing
operate.
is that you're literally only talking about
win.
But y'all, the thing is, you're talking about, of course, if you're greedy with money, then you'll have money. That's the only thing you're talking about.
That's like the only thing that matters.
But it's not the only thing that matters.
Look at the poverty rates. But look at any statistic that matters amongst people who are poor and amongst people that's rich.
This is a fact.
It matters.
Pretending that money
But
doesn't matter is a crazy concept because of all poverty.
But you could go from one
majority
extreme to
of
the
crime
other.
is based out of poverty.
I'm not going from one extreme to the other. What I'm talking about is if we're gonna sit here and talk about greed, right? We're talking about greed. We're talking about filthy rich people, right? You're talking about filthy rich people. The greed, the filthy rich people stay. Okay, so what I'm saying is that if you're greedy, you're gonna be filthy rich, right?
But how do you get there?
But what I'm saying is that those things. Okay, so let me ask you this: when you can buy everything, what do you want?
Peace.
But you can't buy peace. If you can buy everything that you want, what do you buy?
I guarantee you I could find peace over there in Aruba a lot easier than I can. So you can buy peace.
See the thing.
But the other side of it
this is
that
where you see that these people with all this money be doing all this weird shit. It's because of the fact that once you've done this and you've obtained these things, you realize that these things don't fucking. So the idea is like, just imagine like you could travel. You've already traveled everywhere. You've already done. So then, what do you want?
So is money a negative thing then?
What I'll say is that the greed is negative. Greed is negative. You can sit and say that, oh, these people have everything. It looks like that. But once you have everything, what else do you want?
Maybe I can kind of see that.
But we don't go from like filthy rich to like the poorest of poor. Like just there's a
act like there's no reward for greed in American society.
Yeah, and most people don't have everything. So
like
that would be like.
So that's why people are greedy.
No, I understand why we're greedy.
That's why the woman kept the 4,000 to 4,800.
Oh, for sure.
Instead of because she might have had rent. Like I'm saying, this is hard to blame people for being greedy when that's what our society and our country values. It's a contradiction to sit up there and tell this lady, "Oh, you're bad for being
No. I still fuck.
That's all. That's all
yeah.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It's not hard to tell.
That's what
It's
the
not
country
hard to
values.
tell.
Do you think that's what the country values, or do you think that's a mainstream idea? Like, I think there are a lot of mainstream ideologies that most of the actual country doesn't like. I think most people are not.
They're definitely trying to convince
I'm talking
us.
about, hey, Tone.
They're convincing us for
Tone.
sure.
When I say the country, I'm not talking about the majority of average citizens. I'm talking about the people who run the country and the people who control and have the power to control the country.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
Not the majority of average people. No, just the elite.
Are greedy? Yeah, yeah, guys, greedy is like a weird word. So yeah, I don't think most average.
And the reason I want to clarify that is because a lot of the time we'll reference something and put it as a whole, but it's a few people that's running stuff that is greedy.
Right, that's fair.
Like it's not the country. It's a few.
It's not all of
that's
us.
driving the sentiment that hey, we are like
I
this.
agree with that. That's fair.
Next comment said, you were misunderstanding. What's done in the dark will come to light. And if you do wrong, you get what is coming to you. I believe that too.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, do you believe in karma?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
This one says,
but you said like rich people don't have karma, or greedy, or the filthy rich people. You don't believe they have karma?
I don't believe karma works every time. I don't think everybody that does.
I'm just asking, do you think that they have karma? Like, do you think that filthy rich people that can buy anything that they want to buy, do you believe they have karma?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah. I don't think karma.
So you think karma is selective? I don't think karma works for
everybody. I think there's a lot of people that done bad stuff that got away with it, and karma didn't affect them.
So I
think there's some people that done bad stuff and karma come back, but I don't think it's 100%.
See, the thing is that if you're basing it based on money, then maybe you don't see karma. You see what I'm saying? Is the idea is like if you're saying that the person who did everybody bad to get rich doesn't have karma because he still has money.
I ain't basing karma on money.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
you might as well say it don't exist. You can't believe it.
It probably don't. Then.
You don't believe it?
I don't think it's 100%. So if it's not 100,
I believe that everybody gets it.
Then it don't. Yeah.
I think it come in different fashions for everybody.
I think everybody get it. Bro.
Everybody get it. It just come in different fashions.
Ain't nobody living no perfect life because they got money.
You ain't going unscathed for sure.
You definitely not going unscathed just because you got money, bro. Like these people be dealing with all type of problems with their kids, with their house, like with people coming trying to steal from. They can't trust nobody because everybody always trying to get something from you.
We'll come back to that.
I don't think that's poor or rich problem. Those are just people problems.
That's what I'm saying. They still deal with people problems. This one says greed is not always a bad thing because you have to be greedy to keep your money. A person will call you greedy or they'll say that you're frugal or a lot of things. You cannot keep what you give away.
That's facts.
Okay.
Definitely don't throw good money out to the bad. I don't believe in that.
I don't think being like a good steward of finances is being greedy.
I
think he just described being a good steward of finances. I don't think that's the same as being greedy.
Is being stingy greedy?
Being stingy? No, not necessarily.
That's why greedy is a weird word. Like if we're having to set the crossroads of greedy, then yeah, I guess I think that greedy is bad in general. Because that means you're hoarding way at an excessive amount more than what you need.
Mm-hmm. When I started understanding how much $1 billion is, that's what made me start. That's
the jump from $1 million to $1 billion is.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this then, Q. If you don't have can you be greedy if you're trying to survive and you don't have access?
But then I don't think that's being greedy, and that's what I'm saying. Like if we're having like a finance and like a income and a level of income, and we're calling that greed, then I think that there's a different conversation than the act of like explicitly being greedy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay. It says I just looked it up. It says greedy. It says having or showing an intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth or power.
Yeah.
So that
pretty much what I was saying.
Was greedy. That lady still was greedy.
Oh yeah, that lady.
She was fucking greedy.
Yeah, she was greedy.
It's not even.
I didn't know we were gonna give her a pass.
She don't get no fucking pass.
No, her action was
her action was disgusting. And I think the black community addressed her correctly. I think that was the correct way to handle stuff, and we need to start handling other things like that. Because then it's going to deter people to stop doing that.
I'd agree.
It is what it is.
You got to stand on. In order to stand on business, you got to create business first.
You gotta have business to stand.
You gotta have business to stand on.
Stuff. What else you got picked out?
Could you try and refresh it real quick? For some reason, they don't be showing all the memes.
I see you got a graphic design meme in here.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and play that one. Play that one.
Hanging out.
I know that this was
Font? No. Like I told Calibri back in 2007, I've done my time. Yes, you were made for newspapers, darling. You should not be languishing in double-spaced essays written by 8th graders. Serifs. I get a headache just looking at them, right? They think they're so important just because they're wearing little top hats and booties. Back in my day, see, we didn't have none of this variable width hanky-panky. No, sir, we had the typewriter carriage to worry about, and if you weren't fixed up and on the level, well, you weren't getting tapped, see? And that's all there was to it. Okay, Gramps. That guy's practically a fossil. Well, he's actually still a big deal in computer programming. Oh, hey, Helvetica. Hey, party people. Can I offer you some spicy diacritics or maybe a glyph cocktail? No, I can't stay long. I got a kerning appointment in a few, and then I'm heading an art poster thing with Proxima Nova later. Oh, I love posters. Can I come? I don't think there'd be room for you, buddy. It's kind of a minimalist thing. Hey, you think you're better than us or something? Just because you're in some brand logos and some street signs? Whoa, everybody just chill out. Let's just put on some bright colors, maybe use some commas as ellipses, and post our thoughts to Facebook. Well, you all have fun with that. I'm going to hit the road. See you later, Ariel. Bye. Such a perfect typeface. I don't know. I always thought there was something grotesque about him. Do I miss being default font? No. Like I told Calibri.
I'm definitely a sans serif person.
That was funny.
I'm definitely, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
No, that's what it's
that
graphic design.
Yeah, that was
I like
explicitly
dabble
for
in a
you,
little
Tone.
graphic design.
I don't.
Yeah, I like that one.
Like, it's like general typography. Even if you go like what you send your emails in.
I send
And
my
then
bills in.
Helvetica,
Whatever
the
come
reason
up first.
Helvetica was so cool is because Helvetica worked for like everything. Like you can always use Helvetica.
It's like the perfect, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
like
yeah,
you
it
said,
works.
the perfect face.
And then Ariel is close to Helvetica, but it's not Helvetica,
Not
but
quite.
it wants to be Helvetica. So it's
Yeah,
like
it's a little too round.
that's why Ariel
One
was
of the
like,
old
"Oh, that's such a cool font." Like, it was
I got
hilarious.
a niece named Ariel too.
That was one of them nerdy
Yeah,
ones.
that ain't got nothing to do with what they were
But
just
no, I'm
talking
saying
about.
that was always I used to choose that one back in the day, and then it just
For you.
because I was like Ariel, and then it happened to be like a very modern type.
Go to the first one. Thought that this was funny.
Bro, funny. I like
Podcast or something. Here you go. Chris, didn't you say you can do a podcast right here, right now? What you want to talk about? You could talk about sports. You know my team, the Cowboys. Your team, the Steelers. I'm sorry. We should talk about real estate. Real estate. You know what I'm saying? Let's do exactly. Real estate. Some our community needs, our black community needs real estate moguls. Something that's gonna trigger our community. You know, we black. Something that's gonna resonate in our minds. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to do this for real. We're gonna talk about splitting bills 50-50 in a household. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Exactly. Right. Give me some. That's a good idea. Exactly. Fellas. Idea. We're gonna talk about should a man clean up the house if he's the breadwinner? That's gonna get him.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Exactly. And then we're gonna talk about why do women think they're the prize? We're gonna have 200, 300 million views first day. Men's and women's body counts is not the same. That's gonna get them. Let's talk about body counts. In fact, let's talk about skin color. Oh, he doing something. We should talk about. He's saying, see what he said. Idea. I like. Let's talk about misogynistic relationships and how the man needs to be the leader of the house. I like black women need to go to work, come home, cook, clean, do the dishes, and they need to pay their half of the bills. This was gonna get the views right here. Women need to be more feminine. That's what it is. Get started right now. You got your camera? How much is podcast or something? Here you go. Chris, didn't you say?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think that was funny.
That was.
Yeah, I've seen a few like that, but those just funny to me every time.
I like Buddy, but Buddy got a few of them. He's funny as hell.
Was my turn to reclaim my time. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. We're gonna see what I got in there, bro. We played one of them that I wanted y'all to see earlier. Was the Charleston White? Let's see. Oh yeah, play that, bro. That's crazy. Play that. I don't know if y'all heard about Shawty.
Woman right there, convicted of stabbing her boyfriend to death, only gets a slap on the wrist. She faced the possibility of life in prison for stabbing him 108 times. But the judge ruling that she had no self-control while in a cannabis-induced psychosis. Todd Pyro is live in the studio with the shocking details. Todd.
This is a head scratcher, Ainsley. The judge is sentencing 32-year-old Bryn Speecher to 100 hours of community service, 2 years probation. And the big one, no jail time. She broke down in tears after a jury convicted her of involuntary manslaughter last month. California judge claims she had no control over her actions after stabbing the victim, Chad O'Meala, 108 times. Psychiatrists in the case claim the incident was, quote, 100% caused by cannabis-induced psychosis after the 32-year-old took 2 hits from the victim's bong. She expressed remorse during closing statements, saying, quote, I wish I had known more about the dangers of marijuana. Had I known, I would never have smoked it that night or at all. O'Malia's family shocked and angry over the sentencing yesterday. The victim's father.
Well, no, because if you go back, I've seen this.
Okay.
If you go back, like, yes, the weed, she clearly had something else going wrong in her head. It wasn't just the weed. The weed might have triggered it. But what they don't say about this is she stabbed herself like 30-something times.
Holy shit. Okay.
And that's why she didn't get like she stabbed. Like if you look at the,
I'm glad that you
if you
gave me
look
some
at the,
clarity.
like you can see all the scars on her. Like she stabbed herself.
But hold on. But let's go ahead and it wasn't weed.
It was something else going on. The weed
Let's
might have
just take the
triggered it. That might have been like
wasn't
the
weed.
final straw. But she stabbed herself. That's why she
No,
only
that's
got.
how she. Now that makes sense.
Like, cause see, if you look at the, like, you can't see it, but if you look, she got all kind of scars on her neck. She got fucked. She fucked herself up.
Hold on,
too.
but my thing, did she really like? Did she poke herself or did she?
I'm saying she
stab
got
herself?
scarred like multiple. Many times she stabbed her buddy.
They said you said like 30-something times.
But I'm saying her neck. I don't know how many times she stabbed herself. I don't remember. But her neck is like permanently fucked up because she was stabbing herself too. She
Yeah,
just
see,
didn't
I don't
kill
know.
herself.
I that's crazy. But it wasn't.
But that's
the weed.
legit crazy.
But hold on. But let's go ahead. It wasn't a weed psychosis.
No, weed don't make you stab yourself
It's-
in the neck.
You don't get a psychosis. You ever been psychosis?
No, we don't get.
So you done had a psychosis?
I ain't never once.
I ain't never had no psychosis.
I think you gotta have a psychosis first, and then the weed might
With
bring
weed?
it out.
Yeah.
What? All right, so I guess if we're having like does weed have different effects for different people? Definitely. Like I don't smoke weed like that explicitly because of
You was thinking about stabbing a motherfucker.
No, it's not that. It's that I know I react differently than like a lot of people can just smoke and like they just functional. Like I'm not explicitly the most functional person smoking.
Yeah,
Like,
me either.
and I also can pay attention to my train of thought and how drastically it changes from specifically like different strands and what it does. And yeah,
What
just like
happened to
huh?
What happened to you?
There's not like a specific thing that happened to me. I can notice the way that I think. Like my train of thought changes for sure.
You start thinking about stabbing people in the face, bro.
Hey, maybe
No,
she
all right.
did deserve
My bad.
probation.
I'm gonna hop into the joke line. Yeah, I'll be thinking about stabbing niggas and shit. But like I was attempting to actually answer it inside like a realistic manner where there's certain not disorders, but like there's certain things like personality traits that are triggers for specific things that get triggered with weed. Matter of fact,
yes,
Bo spoke about that when he was on the pod, and he talked about why like he doesn't smoke either because of when he does it like mentally it just doesn't put him inside.
I do know a dude that I talked to with old head, older dude. He said that when he
I know a couple
trips out. He
people
said
that
he pulled a pistol out on this girl he was trying to drop, and she, he don't smoke because he fuck around and do something.
I know a few people that don't do it because of that. But
Now
now,
that you said that, I do remember that.
I haven't seen anybody go to this extreme. This was
no, I think that this is obviously an extreme.
This is an extreme of the thing. I don't think most people smoke and their psychosis be like, I'm gonna
what is
stab
it?
this
Like people that are
motherfucker.
susceptible to antisocial behavior and paranoia? Definitely, like those two things are two things for sure as well that get triggered with weed. And it might be like a specific version of weed at that.
That motherfucking sativa.
Probably.
I don't know.
But I will say this: it's probably a combination of she was already probably predisposition to have this that, and for it to be this extreme,
paranoia. Yes, paranoia.
There was probably some other circumstantial thing, circumstantial thing that made it go this bad. She was probably under trauma or abused, or so there had to be something else in her past to make her go and trip this hard.
Yeah, I don't think that she was like probably explicitly like a sane person.
Couldn't be to stab somebody and stab yourself that many times.
Yeah,
it was obviously this is a one-off. This is an extreme case.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when I think about it, I definitely know a girl in college. She was in the drumline that pretty much lost her shit for about 2 years off of like just smoking weed and the trip going the wrong way.
That's crazy.
It's a dude from my neighborhood. The story, he's older than me, so I wasn't there. But they say the story is he smoked some bad weed.
See, that's different. Bad weed is
somebody
different.
done laced the stuff or something, and that's it.
But he been like that ever since.
Yeah, no,
Like,
bad weed to do it.
That's the story.
Bad something, you know what I mean? That extra shit, you know what I mean? That extra, it will do it. But I mean, don't blame weed, though, is what I'm saying. I understand.
Not good weed. Maybe bad weed.
Just decent, just regular weed. It's not the stuff that got extras. You lace the Jones, and this is a completely different blunt that you're smoking. This is not a
This
blunt.
not
This
weed
is-
no more.
It's not weed anymore.
Just a couple of comments. That woman was insane. We all know people who have smoked weed a long time. Hell, I smoked weed for a long time. All it do is make you a lazy individual, eat a lot, go to sleep, and forget shit. But that's it.
Weed never had that effect on me.
Hey, read the one above that too.
That's in reference to the other one. Big boy is Elaine. He get no women.
Who's the? Oh, we talking about the dude that was on the podcast.
Yeah. He get no women ! And he only has to do all of that because he is not pleasing his woman.
Sheesh.
Who was he talking about? Who was he
He's talking about the
about?
last thing. I be trying
The
to
big
help you. I was
dude
trying to
with
stay
the
up the topic,
podcast
man. I don't just
dude.
be ignoring stuff.
But I think it's good to read all of them though.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I catch them
Flaming
all.
old buddy.
Flaming them like, damn.
I
Unc
think
must know
Unc
him
know
in
him.
real life.
Yo, Unc got a beef with that nigga.
Damn.
And then he said the only thing that weed has a bad effect on is you can have very bad paranoia, but a paranoid poison, a paranoid person will kill.
Agreed.
No, it's a fact. But I'd also say that there is definitely a big difference between the effects of sativa and indica, for sure. Like, and that's by a long shot. Like Johnny, you know, like first question I'm gonna ask out the gate every single time. First, because I ain't going nowhere near nobody sativa. I ain't interested.
So I tell this nigga it's hybrid every time.
I ain't interested.
It's like, just hit this right. It's good. It's hybrid.
I ain't interested. I am not.
All right, so let's see what we got next. What we got next?
I was over here eating my fault.
Yeah, bro. The wings will be there, bro.
Hey, motherfucking strawberry hot got this motherfucker smacking.
I ain't even got the strawberry hot. I had the watermelon hot and the margarita lime.
What's up with y'all niggas in fruit wings?
They good.
Hey, bro,
Taste it. Try it.
You ain't had them strawberry hot.
I ain't had no fruity
different,
wings,
bro. I made the mistake. I went pineapple hot. Never again.
Yeah,
I just like that
no
you
fruity
expanding
wings,
your palate. You used to think that what was it?
Let's chill, bro.
Was it honey barbecue?
What he called it was more exotic.
Yeah,
Honey barbecue
That was
exotic.
man. That was. I got
Alright,
baited
bro,
into
just
that
weird.
conversation.
Weird.
man.
We still on the rails, right?
Oh yeah, you can just let's see what's above that one real quick, and then I'll see.
Talking above this one.
I don't know what that is.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
what
that joint
say?
was talking about Charlotte, bro. They said we got a hell of a syphilis.
They
joint
call that
going
shit
on.
a tsunami?
Tsunami.
Let's see.
We got a problem here in Mecklenburg County, and it's called a syphilis tsunami.
Staff cuts have syphilis multiplying in our area.
It creates a backlog, what we call delayed investigations,
And does that put people in danger?
or extreme danger.
I talk exclusively with another whistleblower from the health department in our continued investigation and find out what this threat means for your safety. WBTV investigates the syphilis tsunami Thursday at 6.
Hey, once I had sent it before I seen the Thursday at 6. I had already sent it. I'm like, damn, that was kind of buzzed to end up. But yeah, that's crazy, bro. Hey, Johnny, you might need to find you an old lady be out here.
I was just about to say something. I take back my previous statements on the podcast.
Raw dog Johnny.
You said dark time. You can't be raw dog and juice in these days and age.
That was just a wild take. I just sat and looked. I was definitely going on the ledge on this one.
Hey, give me one more. Just choose one, Toe. You just choose one, bro.
Let's see.
We already seen Buddy right there, I think.
All right.
We seen Buddy right there too.
That's funny.
Walmart mother diaper baby.
Oh, go to that one, bro, because this is something that I'm not.
Update about the Walmart mother that brought her baby wearing only diapers in freezing weather. And when confronted, she twerked. She has been charged with child neglect and facing up to 6 years in jail. 26 years old Cambria Darby is now behind bars. She was apprehended at Walmart car park after shoppers called authorities on her. The 2-year-old was still freezing and shaking even after another shopper bought him pants, shirt, and a jacket. The mom was also seen chucking frozen bag at him. The mother was placed in custody and charged with child neglect, and her toddler was secured in a warm police unit. First responders evaluated the child's condition, and Child Protective Services responded and ultimately released the child to an approved relative, along with his other 2 siblings. And the Walmart worker that interfered and shared the encounter on social media is still fired by Walmart. But people have donated to her around $29,000. But what do you think about this? And will the child be in better hands now with the relative? Make sure to like and follow to stay updated on this case. Update about
and the thing that caught me is like I ain't never seen nothing that extreme. But sweethearts, black women, or just women in general, stop letting your youngin walk behind you in these stores. And like I be seeing a lot of things as a man, and I know me walking around my daughter. My hands on her head about the whole time. If she's not in the joint, like I know where she is. She's not gonna walk behind me. She's very close. But I've been seeing a lot of, and I understand, like as a parent, you got so much going on, and it is stressful, especially if you're in a single mother or single parent scenario. It's very stressful. But I think that it's crazy to like walk in a parking lot with your kid walking behind you. Or like walk, and it's something that stands out to me now, like as a parent.
Not just
it stands out to me so much.
Even
like,
if the child's a boy, even if it's like
I don't care if it's a boy. If
and
this
it's
is a
it's
child,
a mother and the man.
no, I don't never see. I only honestly, just being honest, the times that I see it's just like a woman by herself with the child, and the child is like walking behind her, like a lot. I've seen that, and it's just like, why the fuck? Like you're crossing the street. Like, and it's something that just sticks out to me like a sore thumb. I'm not saying that like maybe it's not such a big deal, but like it sticks out to me like a sore thumb.
Women ain't taught to like that, staying on the outside of the street. No, that's men. That's what they teach men.
What I'm saying is that there's the nurturing thing, right? We say they have that naturally nurturing. There's no way that you should have your child just walk in the store, just walking behind. You're just doing everything, and they're just behind you like that. To me, it's scary to me. Like I'll be like, oh, it's like a sore thumb to me. Like, so when I seen that was like literally a thing. I was like, bro, it's not the same equivalent, but like, come on, man, let's tighten up, bro. Let's tighten up, because that's scary. Because soon as you can't find him, then what? As soon as you can't find him, and it's like he's behind you. Of course you wouldn't
going crazy.
Well, it only makes sense if somebody's going to get. Why wouldn't get the one that's behind the parent? Like it just makes. It's just let's not do that. Like that shit. That's one of those things that comes me, and I see it too often.
Yeah.
And I'll rest my. I'll tap out, Johnny. You got it.
Got it. Let me start out with that one right there. She never been. You like this one, Red?
Oh, they giving Rihanna a hard time.
Beginning, we didn't think she could sing, dance, have stage presence.
She can't.
No, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't
She
do
can
this.
now.
No, she can now.
No,
Super Bowl,
she
did-
chooses her songs better. All right, like the songs she performs now are way more in her range.
What I'm saying,
Who are you comparing her to that you have that opinion?
Beyonce.
Anyone that can sing. Bridget, she can't sing better than you.
No, not better than me. But however,
She can't sing. The art of being a singer, she can't do.
she has a recognizable and very clear tone.
And
But it's
distinct
not
voice.
good.
It's good. The tone is very good.
I'm rude. Bye.
Brent Faiyaz has been great.
I love Brent Faiyaz.
You think Brent Faiyaz can sing?
No,
Rihanna.
I know he can't sing. There's not a point of thinking. I know that nigga can't sing.
He's a great writer.
The music be kicking his ass. But guess what? He do it well. Rihanna sells Rihanna amazingly. That's her talent.
Rihanna. In the beginning, we didn't think she could.
Almost as if.
Oh, I figured you fuck with that one.
Oh yeah, y'all know how I feel. Yeah,
I figured.
maybe Brent Faiyaz's writing is really good. I can't get over under singing, bro. I can't get over it, bro. I like to hear. If I'm gonna listen to R&B, I like for a nigga to be able to sing. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. Like I listen to what's Coco Jones. I'm not gonna listen to the Rihanna joint. I'll listen to Coco Jones. Yeah, man. I'm gonna listen to what's my girl? The new version of the Tyrone songs, which is "Don't Leave Your Feelings." What's my girl?
Come on, Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine Sullivan. You know what I mean? I want to hear that. That's cold shit and well written. Yeah, your boy, he birds for the birds, bro.
Get my man.
I heard the women love him though. Like my homie from Chicago, he was like, women, like if you play that, if you play bruh, they gonna fuck with you. Period.
It's
I
a
was like,
rap.
yeah, well, I sound like y'all just like a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, let me get the one beside that. Hey, before you click on it,
Go to these comments, right?
Okay, yeah. But before you click on it, let me give some back story on that one.
Okay, well, we'll get the comments real quick and then do that. This was from the last topic we were talking about. He said, Humane, forget about this, but when he was younger and he was with me, I made them hold my pocket because I need to know physically they was with me because I had that thing on me just in case.
Nah, big shit.
Out there on Tuckasegee. Real West Side shit.
Oh, you talking about you?
He said, I think he meant Q may forget about this. Instead of
He's talking about
Humane.
me. He used to live right there on Tuckasegee, boy. I remember that we used to walk to the if you know what a Chinese food restaurant, and we'd go to the what's
Was that the same?
called?
Was that in the talking about? Was that in the
Oh
same?
yeah, it's
parking lot
over
with
there by it's right over there by Berry, across the street from where.
Oh yeah, it was a
Dollar
food line
Tree
and
is.
everything was in there. You said by Dollar Tree.
Yeah, no, right when you get off the highway on 85.
Off of 85.
You know what Wendy's at?
Wendy's right there on the
Across the
left.
street.
Across the street. Oh, that was like what Kmart and all that used to be.
Nah, Kmart's way down the street.
Okay.
Or is that 85 or 77? Whichever one.
It was 85 for sure.
Okay, yeah. You know the Dollar Tree is on the other side of the street. There's a Wendy's that's right there. Across the street from the Wendy's, there's a like a Chinese restaurant. It used to be like a little movie.
Which is like across the street from where Freedom Mall was, right?
You're going like a different way. Yeah, like you're too far. Like there's an intersection right there. On the intersection, if you know where Wendy's is at.
Oh, you don't. Well, I know what Wendy's is at. On like coming off of 85, you get off on Freedom.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go through all that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we got forensic with location just then. But yeah. Now walking there, we get a nice little piece. But we was definitely in the heart of Tuckasegee for sure.
Yeah, no, I spent a lot of my childhood. I was born in Greertown, then moved over there. That was like the extended time that I had, like that I can remember. I remember living over there for.
Yeah, we was Freedom Drive first, Marlboro Road.
It was definitely across the street from Freedom Mall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was across the street from Freedom Mall. Where Freedom Mall used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was right across because the when you get off 85,
oh yeah, my
the
bad. I guess I'm thinking of like the newer space where there's like directly across the street is like a gas station, but behind it is Freedom Mall as well. Where yes, in Freedom Mall stretch is kind of long because Freedom Mall is right by Berry too, but it's going down that entire street. So yeah,
okay, going down Ashley. Oh, you talking about the mall going down that?
Yeah, the mall is just long. But yeah, I guess that if there's the Dollar Tree across the street is Freedom Mall. It's just not been Freedom Mall for so long that I don't really associate that. But yeah, you're right.
I used to have mine hold on to my coat tail or my coat pocket, pants leg, or simply walk beside me or in front of me. Safety first.
It got to.
And then this one says Rihanna is a professional chanter. If you listen to it, she can't sing the majority of her songs. If you don't know what chanting is, listen to reggae music. All right.
He got one more. We read that one. Yeah. Hey, before you click on this next one, this for these young boys, man. They gotta tighten it up. These dudes play Ice Spice brother. Apparently, he a high school football player. But watch what these niggas do, man. Watch.
Bro, these cats be hilarious.
These little young boys, wow, man.
She a baddie, she show her panty. She shake it like jelly.
That's the best celebration y'all got.
No, see, if I was a parent and I was on the sideline, I'm grabbing them by their ear and we leave.
No, for real. On site.
What's going on?
You ain't finna be in front of no scouts shaking your tail feather, my boy.
Yeah, what if it is scouts watching?
You know it is.
And then I gotta smack you upside your head.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta get one right up to the dome.
We gotta bow your heads we gotta pray for this new generation.
She a baddie, she show her panty. She shake it like jelly.
I was confused. I was like, he was twerking. I didn't.
Yeah,
This
them
is just
TikTok dances be worse.
It's a weird celebration though,
What did Ice Spice have to do with that?
Because they were playing her brother, and that's why they did the twerking because they scored on her brother. Apparently, that was her brother.
See, my
So
thing
what
is,
does that have
you
to do with
remember,
ice fight?
Cause she be twerking, I guess. I don't know. Why them
y'all remember, y'all
That's
remember.
kinda crazy.
I don't know what y'all was doing in Rock Hill, but I know that Tone and Q both remember when niggas was twerking in high school. We called it blanking, right?
Nah,
So this was a
that's some
different
Charlotte
thing.
shit. That's blank. Now,
Yeah,
But what I'm saying,
I thought blanking was more like pelvic thrusting than like.
well, I mean,
shaking
niggas
ass.
was definitely popping ass, and then I mean, it was a different time. But what I'm saying is
I'm gonna
that
just put
at this point, shit's out.
No, I'm putting this
I'm
out
not
there.
going. I'm
Niggas
not
from
going.
Rock Hill was never twerking at no point in my. I don't know what y'all was doing up here.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Niggas from Rock Hill was never twerking on no football field, no basketball court, no cafeteria. Niggas was not
Like
twerking.
girls bent
from
forward.
Rock Hill.
Guys, we just got into like a solid squat.
But only thing I'm
and
saying,
you humping.
only thing I'm saying, but you was
humping ain't the
popping
same
your
as
ass.
twerking.
Though. Was you popping your ass or no?
I was
No,
humping.
who
Humping
the
is not the
fuck was
same as
popping
twerking.
it?
Bro,
Yeah, that's what I'm
niggas
saying. Like,
was popping it.
You
All
was
right,
out here
bro.
popping ass
we just.
red.
And my thing is,
I
I was
think
doing
girls
it.
just didn't understand how to blink.
I was doing it too. Like
was out here
it
popping
was a
ass.
thing. Bro, niggas was popping
You was
ass.
out here
Bro.
popping
Niggas
ass.
want to make it feel better as an adult man. You don't want to say that, and I get it.
Bro,
But at the end of the day,
Wasn't nobody trying. It's
No,
not.
but hold on.
Hey,
hold
you
on.
saying class of 06 Phillip Berry? Y'all was at there.
Nah, no, he classed the 07. He not. Don't put it on me.
But hold on.
Niggas took the blank and turned it into a twerk. That's crazy.
The craziest thing is that like one of the homies like they did the talent show. The women used to love it back in the day. But only thing I'm saying was you can sit here and do all of the hand part, but niggas was popping ass, bro. They can try to make themselves feel better or more manly as a man about it, but at the end of the day, niggas was popping ass. And I at this point, I'm against the what they just did. And as a grown man, I don't want to see my son doing what we was doing either, is what I'm saying.
So, hey, Tone, is there a difference between a pelvic thrust and an ass pop?
I always thought it was humping versus
So
twerking.
I would ask either of y'all to show the illustrious fans what it is that y'all were doing back then, and we could let them decide what you're doing. We can let them decide. Either one of y'all want to come and show.
We gotta figure out a video.
No. I want one of y'all.
Nigga, I'm not about to get up and blink. I wasn't good at it back in the day.
Bro, you was already asking to see my thighs. Why you want to see me shake my ass now, bro?
Man, that's where we going with it. See, it's different. It's different when the dude get low and he just doing the. You know what I mean? This part. But come on, bro. Man, y'all nigga act like that.
Hold on, let me
whenever we get the chance.
Yeah,
let's go something then
we'll. I got one funny one. Click top right. This shit is fucking hilarious.
Oh, I saw this one.
You gotta go over one. You gotta go over where.
Is it wrong to smell her panties on camera? I'll do like
Christopher Mustaine. My bad, sorry. She is taking it, honey.
Is it wrong to smell her panties on camera?
Fuck that,
bro.
That's dark.
My man put the stain. Hey, can you click the video I sent to?
Yeah, my bad. You said the video you sent to what's on?
Yeah, go to the messages. Yeah, right here. This shit funny. Right there. That one. It's us.
Oh, this is the good one.
It's us.
The word that is used is obfuscate, making it intentionally difficult.
What the fuck did that mean?
Do you have the ocular proof? What did I just say?
I can easily define it. It's intentionally making something difficult that's not. The word that is.
Hold on, Runny, one more time, bro.
The word that is used is obfuscate, making it intentionally difficult.
What the fuck did that mean?
Do you have the ocular proof? What did I just say?
Ocular.
I can easily define it. It's intentionally making something difficult that's not. The word that is used is
obfuscate. That was funny.
Oh, man, that's a good one. Somebody said.
Yeah, that was good.
Who sent that in?
Lisa Mix. Shout out Lisa.
Shout out Lisa Mix, bro.
Oh man, that's
shout out Lisa Mix. We love you.
Now go to my I got.
Nigga, you about out of time, Johnny.
Yeah, I got one more.
One more.
But all right, go to the top, the middle top. I think this is a good discussion because I was kind of I watched this. It made me feel something.
Stop it! Why? Sit down. Sit down. Stop. Sit down now. Why? Sit down. Sit down.
Safe hands, safe hands. You're doing so good. Okay, just keep it up. Keep doing good.
Oh, shit. And what does that say right there?
Assisting.
Stop it! Why?
But see, like when I first watched it, I was thinking like my first initial reaction to that was, bro, gotta be better. Bro, gotta he gotta learn how to control himself.
Yeah, but then you gotta read it. It says
Yeah,
he's
no, I get that,
autistic.
but even so, like being a black man in America, and like that's what I was thinking. Like because he look like he gonna be a big old boy. He look like
I
he
mean,
gonna
he's
be a big
probably-
old boy. And like when you a black man in America, when you like in your mama house, that's one thing. Like you do that, but like say you out on the street, because he looks like he's 12. He gonna be out by himself in the street and big old boy. And my first reaction was, you got to be better, because it's gonna be like you don't know, you can't react like that in public, like doing that. But the second reaction was, you can't really control it. And now I'm just kind of scared for you, because it's like if you go out there and the police do something to you and you act like that, we all know how that end. And my final thought on it was, this is why we have to show stuff like this, so we normalize black autistic guys, so where like the police,
just autism in
so
general.
when the police go out there and run into a guy like that, they first perception of him, oh bro, ain't he's a big black thug and I should be scared of him. But we show this from the onset. You get to see that black people are just like anything else. Some of us are dealing with mental health challenges. Some of us can't necessarily put your hands up and all of that. And that's why I get scared for stuff like this, because it's like, bros, like if I was related, I'd be so scared, because he gonna be pretty big.
Well,
And he got that other, and to see that reaction, it's like if he was reacting like that with the police, how would that have gone? And the police wouldn't have had a second thought of he's autistic or he's this or that or he's gone through these challenges in his life. They're gonna look at him one kind of way, and it's gonna end one kind of way. And that's why I think it's just important to show black people in even this kind of light, because we need the perception to get out there that we're all not just this monolith. And when you see us out in the street, we're not just a thug, and it's not all of us. And we have to get that out of there, because a lot of time when somebody like that run into police, there's only one way they view them.
Yeah, that's a rough one. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kind of take another step forward from kind of what you said. Something that I'm gonna be honest about is here recently, I sat in I was looking at some kids, right? I was looking at a group of black boys, and they were like huddled up and doing whatever they were doing. And I kind of fell, I ain't gonna say I didn't fall victim, but I stereotyped them without even knowing anything that was, you know what I mean? It's so easy for us to do that to one another. I think it's we can sit there and say, oh, white people do this and white people do it, and look at us this way. We do it as well. And I'm saying, I'm honest myself. I don't mind saying that. Like I sat there and looked at them, and then the crazy thing is I see QJ all the time, and either of those boys could have been QJ. But when I look at QJ, I don't see QJ in that light, because I know QJ. And so what I was thinking is like, what's that? In my mind, I said, oh, they look like get them, you know what I mean? Because it's the hair and the same way that we look. We didn't when we were younger, we looked just like that. We looked like what you would consider possibly a problem, or what somebody can on the outside looking in. We look guilty until proved. You know what I mean? Guilty until proven innocent. We looked like that, and then it was like in my mind, I seen those kids, those black boys, and I was like, they look like the same thing, and it kind of made me feel away. And I was like, damn, who am I? Like what I had to take a step back and look at what my perception, you know what I mean, and how I think. And it was like, damn, but that's crazy. You sat there and them boys, that's just what's popular right now. They just doing the same shit we was doing. I wasn't, well, I mean, I was fucking up too. I was hopefully they ain't doing the shit I was doing. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's
Robbing, killing, shooting.
No, I wasn't robbing. No, I was stealing some shit, but I wasn't killing or shooting.
But you wasn't robbing, like actually robbing people.
No, I
Like,
wasn't robbing.
You're stealing something out the store.
No, I done been to somebody's house too before.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it.
Fucking up. You know what I mean? And that's not no corrupt. But I'm just saying, like, to see those young boys, and then because what we do is I didn't see myself in them until I actually took a couple. You know what I mean? It took me a few seconds to actually start to see myself in them. And it's like, damn. So like now I'm raising a son. So then, you know what I mean? All of this is a new, you know what I mean, thought process for me. It's like, I'm raising a son and he's going to go through the same, whatever's trending during that time. And he's going to be doing this stuff. And of course, I'm going to have my imprint on him to try to, you know what I mean, make it so it doesn't look, but so far gone, but he's going to be a kid.
Right.
He's going to be a kid. And I'm my bad. Well, I kind of got away from what Johnny, that whole meme, but to me, the meme is like, when you talk about something like the safe hands thing, to me, that seems like somebody that's going to be in one of these, it's going to be in like a program. Like, and my mom,
he'll likely have some level of assisted living.
Yeah. Because like I grew up, my mom did that. Like growing up, that's what I was around. You know what I mean? But there's some beautiful people, but get hot and they definitely will fuck something up. You know what I mean? They can fuck some shit up. But I think that like that's probably the best case scenario. But you know, they actually started deep. They don't a lot of those programs don't exist anymore. The funding for those programs,
I can imagine.
A lot of those companies that were providing that assistance, that especially in-home assistance, like I wish I could remember the name of those. They had like acronyms and all that. My mom used to say, but they kind of at some point, I don't know. I feel like during Obama's first term, I feel like that was around the time. I'm not saying he did it, but it was around his first term where they started like not having the funding for the programs. They were saying that like people was like writing, you know what I mean, writing down that they were doing all of these different things that they weren't doing. And so pretty much just defrauding the government out of the money that they were giving for the assistance.
Yeah. Well, there is some truth to that. I worked inside the field, and
definitely.
Like most people that I worked with also did that on the side, and that was kind of like the hustle. So yeah, I think that, you know, assholes just kind of ruined a negative situation. Johnny ended up bringing it around to like a better point, because at first it seemed like he was jumping off the ledge.
Did.
But I don't know. You said QJ. I guess I do want to shout out QJ real quick. Where he what is it? That the quarter just ended, semester just ended. He had all A's this semester, so that was a good thing.
Cool.
I told him I was gonna grab him a little IMAX. I'm gonna get him an IMAX sometime this week.
That's hard.
So I think he has high school career. He's only had 1 B. So what's that? 7 A's, 1 B. Doing a good job. So yeah, I'm happy, proud of him.
That's cool. What would you say? And then I say I like these parenting jobs. So what would you say is something that, as far as his academics, like what is something that you say that you've kind of assisted and instilling in him for him to value his academics? Like what is it? You know what I mean? Because I know that like I didn't grow up caring about it.
QJ's had probably like an academic journey. So QJ's naturally like academically gifted. So like from when he was young, he was inside like the little advanced classes from like, you know, kindergarten all the way up through. I'd say he had like a relearning part to an extent, like during the pandemic and then coming back in from the pandemic, where him being like smart, he would just kind of just BS on his work. And that has been enough conversations and different things like that. He never was like bad or failing or anything like that, but there was a lack of focus. But there has been like much intent on academics, and especially like the conversations from 7th, 8th leading into 9th, and making them understand that like high school is where it really counts. This is the piece. There's no redos. There's nothing. This is from the moment you step in until you finish what you're going to be judged by. And this is going to also be a thing that's going to allow or disallow a lot of different opportunities. And so for him going into high school, he had basketball. They had team camp, which is pretty much like they all play tournaments during the summer for a month. in front of like college coaches, XYZ. But a piece of that they have is the kids all have to write down their GPA as well. So I think that probably was another thing where him walking into it and saying, like from the start of like even being recruited, that GPA is going to be a number one thing that's up there as well. And yeah, I'm like, for me, I'm a person that I just set up structures. And so with him, especially going into high school, like I set up explicit structures where, like, say every Friday he has to send me his grades. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's doing an hour of homework no matter what. Once school started, not school, basketball started, they have pretty much an hour and a half of study hall. So like he's gonna get that anyway. But whether we worked out, we did anything, regardless, there was always an hour. He knew like we got home at 8, from 8 to 9. It was gonna be no phone. It's him, his books. You can tell me you ain't got homework. You about to still be sitting there doing.
Yeah, I was about to say, even if you ain't, even if the homework's complete, you got an hour of homework.
You got to
just
study.
studying.
And so to me, like setting up structures that are repeatable, and you know what I mean, like have the checks and balances to make sure things need to get done. And yeah, I said just a bunch of different versions of accountability conversations I've had with him. But yeah, that's what I said.
I got plenty of questions when it comes down to the.
I'll let you fit.
No. I'm gonna have to. I got too many questions because you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I asked these off.
I'll say this. I was talking to QJ last week, and I was asking about them grades, and he was like, "Yeah, I had 1B last time," and he told me, he was like, "Yeah, but this next time, I'm gonna get that right." And he said he came home next.
Yeah.
He got
the B was in math. He got it.
He said he got, and to me, I ain't telling him this, but like I should have, but like that's the most. Like when you go and try to talk about like going to college, that's one of the most stats. Is like the basketball is gonna come. I know thousands of kids that can go drop 20, but how many kids can go drop 20 and hold down a 3.9 GPA? And that's like when you look at basketball and you look at the stars and you look at the dudes who really do it, it's a different mindset that we go from like Joker to Giannis to a motherfucker like Steph Curry. Like all of these people are people who have a different mindset than like the average like American basketball player. And a lot of that goes into education, schooling, being able to think. And so, bro told me he had all A's and 1B, and he said he gonna get the B right. That's very impressive. That's one of the biggest.
That's dope. But what I will say is that at the end of the day, what I love about it is that basketball ain't everything. It doesn't stop at basketball. Like you're gonna be, and I think that what I didn't understand growing up is like the idea of like making your bed. I didn't understand the value. So like, I think that a big thing is those little, and we're gonna talk about parenting in a little bit, but those little things you have to, and this is why I never understood why. Like, why am I doing this? Why do you care that I'm doing these different things? Or like, you know what I mean? And then of course, like you also have to have somebody that's standing there to make sure that you're doing what is expected of you. And so I think that the why is very important. I know the because I said so, that doesn't work for your answer every time to where they stop asking why, because essentially that's what happens. Because I said so, repeated so many times, that means that okay, well, I don't even ask why anymore.
That builds resentment.
And it's not even just a resentment.
If you can't answer the why, and it's because I said so.
Now I don't care.
It's the resentment. Trust me, I know, because I've asked why and got because I was said so. I know
you mess around and ask why and have to wear some shit. Why will get you? Hey, why will get you fucked up?
Possibly, yes.
One thing, it just depends on how you say it, for sure.
And when you say it.
When is very. I ain't never tried. I ain't never tried it in my household. You can get, you know what I mean.
When there's
you
certain
fuck around and
times,
say why, and everybody else in the house look at you real quick.
There's certain times if you ask a why, it's gonna be an issue.
Yeah. I think I done seen my sister.
I was
say
a
why
watch
a
out.
couple times, and it was. You look there, you know. You ever said something to your mama and everybody else looked at you like at the same time?
Been there before. Well, I did that to grandmama. Got my ass whooped.
What's everybody look at you at the same time? If you didn't know that you fucked up, you know now.
Now you know.
This left hook or whatever it is coming.
It's coming. So what y'all trying to do round 2?
Let's go, bro. We're going to go ahead and get you up out of
I
here.
think Tone was trying to get a couple.
We can go ahead. Couple of comments. She is doing a good job handling him, especially as an autistic child.
I thought so too.
And then we as a family believe that education was always a necessity.
Big facts.
Even though I was kind of hard headed in high school, but I was smart.
And I will say,
I was. Go ahead. Go.
Well, no, I was gonna say my pops, my auntie sent me. My dad was on a podcast about 4 or 5 years ago.
Your dad was on a podcast?
Yes, before I ever did it, and it was about him being an educator in the civil rights movement, and like some of the struggles
Pops pull it up.
He went through and stuff. I want him too, but we might have to get him on the call. We might have to get. I don't know if he's gonna pull all the way. We might have to get him on the call. But no, it was a really good podcast. I listened to it and I was like, damn, okay.
At what level did he educate?
He was a administrator, school administrator.
Okay.
He was a principal for a while, right?
Long time, yeah, longer than he was a teacher. But they was just, you know, and they talked about, and yeah, I don't even want to because some of this got to do with my topic. So
okay,
yeah, we'll get into that a little later. But yeah, I'm trying to get this, trying to go 2-0 today.
All right.
You all ready?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, my bad. I was reading the comment. Nephew didn't fall.
Nephew didn't fall from the tree, meaning his aunt is the same way.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go first. Then we got.
I go last.
No, I'm Q last. Yours.
You let me go
All right,
last.
sound good. Tone.
I'm gonna go first. So, as a matter of fact, I'm not gonna go first. Let's switch it up real quick. We're gonna do Johnny first.
I'm with it. Well prepared.
Then me and then Q. I'm gonna do Johnny. We're gonna go Johnny first.
You want me to start it off? That's cool.
See.
All right, get us ramped up for Black History Month. What you got, Johnny?
Oh yeah. I'll say this. I was about to say something else, but I ain't got to. But no, I'll say this. My topic for the week is and I ain't coming into it. I ain't know how to frame it, but how I landed was integration better for Black people or was it better for white people? And when I'll give a little background. I was looking at the Trump shit, heard America was great again, and I wondered because at first that made me mad, but then I started thinking about like Black folks in the 60s, in the 50s, and started looking at some of the statistics, and life might have been a little better for Black people back in the 50s and 60s than if we look in the 2000s. And if you look at wealth gaps, if you look at education, if you look at the incarceration rate, all of this has increased. And I feel like white people are getting the benefit of it and Black people are still, lagging behind. And that's where I wanted to leave it, pose the question. I want to see what Q thought about it. And
I don't know, you have to like explain out more things for me to understand. But I guess maybe it also sounds like you might be walking back a previous take that you and Tone argued about the best of time, worst of times, if we're now living in the best of times or back then was the better time. But you said
I said today was the best of times, but
sound like you walking it back.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if you look at statistically, when you
so what are the statistics? Because you said you looked some things up.
Looked up. If you look at the incarceration rate, it's more than tripled.
Incarceration rate for Black people,
specifically,
or is it like
specifically Black people?
And is there a comparison point? Has the incarceration rate across the board went up, or is it just black people that went up?
Let me look up. Let me find my phone. I actually had a chart on that. The incarceration rate for black people went up. The incarceration for Hispanic people, Latinos, went up. I need to go back and check Asians and.
But has incarceration in general, like the industry of like the prison in general, went up?
Yes, but the percentage of prisoners the percentage of black prisoners has increased also a lot. So with the incarceration rate increasing, it's not like a lot of white people are getting incarcerated now. It's mostly black and brown people that are making up the majority of that incarceration rate increase. Also, the wealth
Yeah, next
gap.
time send like once you get these, because I love to look at it to understand what you're saying. What else did you say that you looked at?
The wealth gap. The wealth gap was white people had 4 times as much wealth as black people before incarceration. If you look at it now,
Before incarceration,
or before segregation,
okay,
or before integration, during segregation. If you look at it now, it's up to, depending on which metric you use, 7%. If you look at even post-COVID, some metrics would even say it's up to 20%, 20 times.
20 times, okay.
20 times.
20 times.
The wealth gap between black and white folks. If you look at,
like, what are they using to judge that? And is that based primarily off of like income? Not income.
Average house, average household income is what it was based on.
That don't make any sense at all. But I was gonna say, is that based off of like wealth? Because then it would make sense, because the increase of housing over the pandemic pretty much doubled. So it makes sense that it would double, because if you have, if you're sitting on property, in which that's kind of like the generational wealth argument, I guess, is that black people weren't able to accumulate wealth over like redlining and shit like that during that time period. But yeah, I don't know.
And it's just, so I mean, I was just wondering, even if we look at family statistics about 2-parent households and the single mother parent, that was a lot higher pre-integration versus post-integration.
Did that have anything to do with integration, or was that like the Democrats in that bill?
I think integration was part of the Democrats in that bill. Once you integrate it, you can then introduce these different types of bills that are detrimental to the black community. And even think
so welfare and integration.
Yeah, and I'll even go to what's it called, circumstantial evidence, or what's the word, whatever. But the movie Trick Baby, where they talk about the political spectrum, and they're having an argument about the white guys at the table, and it's the right side versus the left side, and the right side's like, well, you on the left, y'all want to give black people all of these rights and stuff like that, and then the left like, well, if we don't, then we'll make them too strong, and then we won't be able to fight them, and so we give them these rights and we give them these things to in turn make them weak so they can't fight against us. And if we integrate them into our society, we have better control over them. It's a whole movie, and it's a scene where they talk about that whole dynamic within the political spectrum of whites, the left and the right, and how both sides of the spectrum is designed to benefit white people. And so I ask, we look at these stats, we look at this stuff, who has really benefited from integration? Like, what do we have to show from integration? Because even
who
a little anecdotal evidence, like even you guys, like I come here, it's going and being a part of white society is even frowned upon in our community, like going to PWIs and hooking up with white women and stuff like that. We look at like we're supposed to segregate ourselves. That's why a lot of us went to HBCUs, and we don't mess with white women.
Well, a lot of us went to HBCUs because of grades. I ain't gonna hold you.
But y'all probably,
but I know a lot
but I'm saying, would you choose to go to a PWI now?
Well, I mean, especially in this
it depends on what I want to do.
This upcoming generation, I've heard of like these kids making good grades and wanting to go to HBCUs, like,
because there is benefit.
Like, fathers trying to tell them, like, well, this school right here is a better school. They're adamant about having the.
Because I think the younger generation sees the benefit in segregating ourselves and keeping ourselves separate, and there was some value in that we decided to give up when we integrated ourselves into
I ain't necessarily
society.
saying that they see that, but it could be possible.
I think that
without
that might not be their
that's but it's
motivation, but I'm saying it's a true thing.
Yeah, I will have to like see the people that are like valedictorians and things like that are going to like the PWI. I mean not PWI, HBCUs. Most of like there's when I was there'd be like a few of them. Like it was one guy in the drum line that was like one of those guys. He was really high, and he had a full complete scholarship. So of course, if like an HBCU is going to give you a full complete scholarship, and then there are very prestigious ones. Like if you're going, Central's Law School, prestigious. Howard,
white people,
Howard and Spelman.
White people go to Central.
Yeah.
Law School.
Howard, Spelman, and what's the Morehouse, prestigious. Like you'll get valedictorians that go there. In general, like
say Howard, Spelman, Morehouse.
Like those three. Like there are explicitly like some prestigious ones where there is.
I feel like it's more than that, but those are good examples.
So what A&T? What is it? They're engineering.
They are. I don't know if like.
From my understanding, yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue to make your point.
No, that was kind of my point.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think that like, and as I was listening to it, it's crazy because I think at the end of the day that we held that L as well, as far as integration. I think that it's like a duality because it's almost like, okay, if they would have left it that way and they would have seen us do what we would have naturally done, would they had went ahead and destroyed it anyway? You know what I mean? I mean, what I'm saying is that it's possible that they could have. You know what I mean? But I think that if we would have been like the way we were, where it was all we were all going to black doctors, we were going to black owned, like the food, like the grocery stores. You know what I mean? When you were going, it was like for us, by us type of deal. I think that we would have gotten way further.
I'll even say this:
even if let's say you can sit there and look at how much money they making versus how much money we were making, it still wouldn't have mattered as much because of the value that we would have had within our community. If you what the dollar I think that there was and then there was also a level of morality on our side that wasn't in their community.
That doesn't exist now.
You know what I mean? I think that like literally, and that's why I honestly don't like. And I was having a conversation last night. It was talking about like, and I absolutely hate when we start talking about the morality of like black people in the black community. Everybody, well, white people do it. You know, I said this earlier, like on season 1. I think that we have to hold ourselves at a higher esteem. You know what I mean? That's just me. I know that I try to hold myself like
most groups that come into this country do hold themselves.
Yeah, you can't use them as the metric because at the end of the day, they've done some of the worst things we've heard of. You know what I mean? As far as us in America, they've done the worst things that we've heard people do. So we can't use that as the metric for okay. You know what I mean? And that's why I was like, nah, I don't use that as the metric. Like we should. You know what I mean? And the community stood on a level of. The men stood on, look me in the eye, shake my hand. You know what I mean? They stood on. It was a level of morality that's not in the culture of the dominant white society. They don't have that. You know what I mean? They don't. It's just a different level of morality.
I'll tell you this because I was, like I said, I told him earlier about my pops being on the podcast. It was with Dr. Derek Aldridge, he's a professor for University of Virginia, but they was talking about how in the South, the motherfuckers were so racist in the South that they didn't want black educators to try to integrate black schools in the South. So they would pay for black teachers to go to schools in the North. They would pay for black people to go to Howard, Columbia. My dad went to NYU. They would pay black teachers, black educators to go to schools in the North. So they wouldn't try to integrate schools in the South, but they would give them hella bread and pay for their whole tuitions. So like the segregation and the racism shit, like there were benefits to it. White people just wanted to have their own shit. They were more willing than they are even now to give us funding and give us like and give us programs and that actually helped us because even like that thing they sent a bunch of black educators to school, like racist states paid for it. And now we're all integrated and they just say, well, you just got to be part of the system, and it gives them way more control and they don't have to have that accountability to like pay us anymore because they can just say, well, we're all part of the same system. And with they versus when it was separate, you could demand a certain amount of funding because this is our separate system and we need funding for it.
And I think that it's crazy because like you could say, okay, we're gonna integrate everybody, but that's not what you did. So you integrated me to a classes system.
You said what?
You integrated me into the classes system.
Classes?
Yeah. So like you integrated me just for me to be able to be with poor people.
Well, but they made sure they kept black people like part of the integration.
You see what I'm saying? So like we all
taking away the wealth class of black people.
We all come from okay, so we all us from the shop. We come from the hood. We've been to the public.
My neighborhood
school.
all black too, my dog.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying I can't speak for. I just know I can't
Yeah,
speak for
my
you because we
neighborhood
went to
all
school
black,
together.
too.
I don't know. You know what I mean? So the only thing I'm saying is that like we literally grew up in these predominantly pretty much all black elementary, middle schools. You know what I mean? We got blessed to go to this the high school that we went to, and even still it was predominantly black high school. But when you talk about the middle school and elementary school experiences in any black neighborhoods, you can say integrated, but it's just poor.
It was all black. Y'all.
It's just poor.
How
Like,
many
so,
like how many white kids have y'all had as classmates growing up?
I can't really say like honestly, me myself. If I mean they were there, I'm
But
sure
don't y'all-
they were
Yeah,
sprinkled.
so
they were sprinkled. I ain't really had.
But don't
no
y'all
white
pride
classmates.
yourself on that a little bit? Ain't there a certain type
little
of
bit.
pride
With me,
in that?
I can't really say.
But y'all do
that's
pride it, bro. I know. I've had conversations.
like
with y'all
I've
about-
had like it's dependent. So what I say is that like I've never felt like a minority, like just in general, just because of I've always lived inside predominantly black areas. I've definitely had black, not like white and like other classmates. I forget when, because I went to an AG elementary school. Like I tested really high, so I ended up going to like Behringer, and it was like primarily like just academically gifted kids or whatever.
Would you see the benefit in going to school with all black kids versus an integrated
well,
system?
I think when you're a kid, you really don't be paying no
Don't pay
attention
no
to most of
attention.
that shit. That's the truth of it. That's what I'm about to lead up to get to.
Yeah.
Is where like when I was there, like you a kid, most of that shit really like it's just shit.
See, I
in
mean,
general,
but it's easy to say that
as
if you
you
went
get
to school with all black, but like even in like elementary school, for me, that was a thing going to school with mostly white kids.
you just missed the fact that I said that it, like up until being homeschooled for a stretch, I wasn't at an all black elementary school. I think I was only at an elementary school that was all black for like a year maybe, and then I tested into a space in which they put me inside like the other schools, and that's just what it was.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes
But
sense.
but I was in a like everywhere else I went was all black, so I still never seen myself as a minority. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel that too.
And then yes,
That's
high school
very
and
similar
past
to me because like outside of school, all my spaces were all black.
Mhm.
But in school, I had to deal with a lot of white kids.
I feel like probably middle school, high school, probably it impacted me more or something like that. But yeah,
But I think there is still like a certain pride that black people who went to all black schools have that grew up in mostly like
no, for sure. Well, you just don't look at yourself as a minority.
black. Now, yeah, and there I think there's a benefit to that also versus like a lot of the stuff that I dealt with about not feeling good enough for this space, but like also like growing up around white people, a lot of the black people who grew up only around black people, a lot of them looked at me like I wasn't black enough. A lot of white kids obviously looked at me like I wasn't white enough. So there's the intersectionality that I'm living in where like a lot of people who grew up with just all around black people didn't have to deal with. And that's another like benefit to like pre-integration versus post-integration. Now there's a lot of black people that are going to school with mostly white kids and stuff and having to deal with a totally different dynamic that if we were only going to school with black people, we wouldn't have to deal with.
I think that I would say that
exists anyway.
I mean, I haven't seen me myself. Y'all know where I've been around. I haven't seen like these. I've definitely seen where you have these the schools that seem like they're majority white, but you're seeing more like the mixed kids in there. You're seeing black kids in there. You know what I mean? I
Still
don't
racism even in the cool white schools.
Oh no. I think that honestly, I think that they probably take bullying and all of the things that they take everything more extreme. I think that in those schools, like as a matter of fact, the homie Dave, his sister, his youngest sister, she was going to the white schools, the gifted. I'm assuming it was like the academically gifted schools and all of that. And you know what I mean? But she ended up going from one of those high schools to Hardin. And she literally said she loved it. She said that the way that those people, the way that them white folk over there, the when you say bullying and these type of things, we use these terms, but that shit's something different over there fucking with them. They take it to like families and you know what I mean, this family's against this family, and it'd be like generational and all this stuff. It's like a lot more the way she was definitely very relieved to be around in a school that was everybody more than you know what I mean, most of the people look like herself. Like you know what I mean, she didn't feel like a minority there.
So John, I guess to circle back to your question, what exactly was your question? Was you asking
I was like, was life has integration been better for white people?
Okay, there we go.
Because we haven't really seen a lot of benefits from black people. If you look at the stats, for white people, their wealth has increased. There's a lot of times where they can exploit black talent now, where if we were segregated, they couldn't.
Gotcha. I don't know if like, let me see how I can frame this. Do you think that with or without segregation, white people were going to like take an L inside the scenario? Like segregation benefited them just as much, if not more. Like segregating is not like it like they exploited us because of segregation.
But that's but I guess that's why I'm asking the question. It was like, and maybe I approached it wrong, but like as black people, has it been more beneficial for us or less beneficial for us? And I think the answer is it has been less beneficial for us than when we were
integrating. Yeah, but it was an eventual necessary evil.
I think integration was how much.
Yeah, no matter what practically, like if society is to evolve in general, there's no way that you're going to be able to continue to keep up with like an arcade version.
But like a natural form of society evolving was us.
It's all people integrating together.
Even if it's at the detriment of black people.
No, I think all I'm saying is like a little bit more down the line. I think that we at the least we should have been able to build the community and like sustained itself for a period of time to where we had our own systems established
because it
and
feels
all of that.
Like integration.
And then let's go and then integrate, because now it's not like we just need you. It's like it's more of a mutual benefit on both sides.
Exactly.
Rather than we just needing y'all integrating us to y'all shit, and now we just need y'all. Not like allow us to build. And I mean, at the end of the day, they did it. It was a reason. It was more than just, you know what I mean? Oh, we're gonna do the sound thing and be.
They didn't integrate for our benefit.
It wasn't that. No,
they didn't integrate us for our benefit.
Sure. I 100%.
Like, what was their benefit in integration? That benefit
because
more
for one, if it's integration, you can more effectively exploit black talent. Like look at record labels.
The Negro League.
Yeah,
baseball.
Like look at all the ABA versus the NBA, the Negro League baseball. Look at all these stuff where we had all these black leagues where they might not have been the most successful, but it's where a majority of the talent was. And then once you integrate, you get all these white people that are able to now exploit and profit off of said talent. And in today's society, they're profiting 10-100-fold off of this black talent, not just sports franchises. You could look at record labels and how record labels
not even in entertainment. Look, not even just in entertainment. You could just look at the things that were invented by black people. You know what I mean? It's so.
I think after integration, a lot of the black inventions have started to fall off. There was a lot of black inventors pre-integration. How much stuff have black people created post? Integration.
We're not looking to. We ain't really
integration. Stop niggas from.
I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is,
but I'm saying, look at it. What have black people done? Like it's a bunch of Black History, Black History Month. We know a bunch of black inventors that did shit like in that, but like,
damn, niggas ain't did shit since 1960.
Give me something. Throw me something. Throw me a bone.
They created hip-hop.
You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. But yeah, white people done profited off of that. White people done profited off hip hop.
Johnny, wasn't the internet made by a black person?
Al Gore created the internet.
Oh, okay, exactly. I think that was right after the after segregation.
Johnny stupid.
That was a good pivot, but you know I smacked his ass with that one. Tone, also that behind you.
Oh shit. They talking about Al Gore's internet, bro.
Al Gore's internet.
Again, Johnny has no response to what I said.
I don't know if a black person
invented
invented
the internet. Yeah, that did happen.
Which okay,
I think
like when you say
it's a bunch of different things that black.
Time out. When you say invented the internet, what part of the internet? Because the internet was a thing. Because it started with the military. Al Gore didn't even invent it and connect the computer. So what part of the internet did he?
I don't know.
create?
I know that a Black History fact that I see.
This man don't even know what part of the internet he created.
Oh my bad. Like, what the fuck does that mean? What part of the internet?
But I'm saying because
Johnny,
the internet
what part
was
of the internet are we on right now?
The internet
That's the
was
dumbass.
invented.
Like, what does that statement mean?
Okay. No, but I mean to say that he invented the internet though. That was a big ass
because
statement.
the internet internet came
thing,
up over that there was multiple innovations that allowed the internet to happen.
Right, but that's like
so I'm saying which one did the black guy do?
I imagine what maybe whatever the first rendition of it. It's like saying who invented the computer or some shit like that.
Coming out our ass,
but
I mean the black.
But
the black dude invented the motherboard.
There goes another one. But to say a stretch that a black man invented the internet, that to me that sounds like a crazy statement in itself. The internet's like the concept of the internet is not this crazy thing. It's interconnected computers communicating with each other. Like inventing that idea is not fucking crazy. It's not like the most hardest thing to think of.
I was just laughing. At the end of the day,
I'm just answering what you said.
He invented the internet, and then at the end of the day, we also know that there's a lot of intricacies that a lot of moving parts to make the internet possible. So him asking what part of the internet is not like a far-fetched question.
That's a very valid question.
What does that statement mean? Like, so it's like saying the first person that invented
the specifics of like what if you say the black man invented the internet, there had to be something specific that he invented,
or the concept of what the internet is. So, like right now, the version of the internet is like it's evolved.
Because the guy you're talking about, he's from Nigeria, and the internet that we're talking about also started within American military.
Cool. So I met maybe we can sit at the tone. You can just read the shit, Johnny. And it'll tell you what version.
I'm not finna
it'll
read
tell
all
you
this
what
small
version
print.
of the internet. But it seems like you looked it up and it said it was a black man that invented the internet. And again, like if we're talking about,
it says the internet owes a lot of its existence to Philip, whatever his last name is, a math whiz who came up with the formula for allowing a large numbers of computers to communicate at once.
God damn, that's what I just said.
So he came up with the formula.
But that's
what
not,
the internet
still
is.
not the internet though.
Johnny, what is
the internet that exists?
What is
still
the
exists
internet?
on something different.
Johnny, what is the internet? Like if you was to define what the internet is, it's literally that statement right there.
I don't even like we invented the internet, my guy. I don't even want to take that.
I'm not trying to goddamn.
Like I ain't trying to take that.
Okay, my bad.
I ain't trying to take that from. I ain't trying to argue that black people did. All I'm saying is that if you look at the number of inventions pre versus post, black entrepreneurship, black scientists, black inventors have all been down. And that's
what are you judging this off of though? And then I don't know, like that's just such an interesting thing.
I'm pretty sure it's something that you can look up. At the end of the day, I think that we know much
a
more
black
about
guy inventing the most important thing in the 20th century and just downplaying it.
No, it's not downplaying it. It's just saying that it's many. We talking about one invention versus the many.
No, that's just the one I freestyled off the top of my head.
Right, but I'm just saying. Well, I guess what it is that we don't know a lot about. Every time we think about Black history, it's always like some old shit. We don't actually bring it up to date, and that's probably one of the things is that like we don't hear about the inventions that we are doing. You know what I mean?
To think that since when was the civil rights shit passed? 1963. Like niggas ain't did shit in what is that? 60 years is crazy to me. And like that's what we was just on the ledge of saying. That sounds crazy to me.
I didn't say niggas ain't invent nothing, but I'm just saying
it was which part of the internet
in comparison.
It was just which part of the internet, not the concept of the internet, but like if you was talking about like the Ethernet or Wi-Fi. I don't know.
Your nigga get paid like he made the internet?
Probably not, because white people exploit niggas.
You're all funny, bro.
Which again goes to the fact that integration benefits white people.
Well, capitalism benefits white people.
Which again, when we were segregated, maybe they wouldn't have been able to exploit my man's internet as easy.
You think that would have happened? You think that white people was going to allow
And that's the whole thing.
livable?
Allow. That's the thing about the
I mean, like
integration or
thinking
not
that
being integrated. It's the idea of them allowing us
So
to
cute.
build the fortress.
So you think like
I don't believe
black
that they would
people
allow
have
it.
it? You think we do have it better post segregation than we do?
Do I think?
Black
I think
folks.
society in itself is better right now. I think that there's
I'm talking
less
about
ills and
I'm
evils.
talking about
worse.
black people's position in society. Of course, society has gotten better.
Black
but
people's
have we
position in
had more
society.
equity in that society or less equity since the civil rights movement?
More equity or less equity?
Like as far as
I don't
like
know, probably more. I don't know that. Like, there's such a weird like comparison point because it's not like we were doing a bunch of shit that had weight inside, like from 1960 back. And anytime we got weight, them niggas knocked that shit down.
real estate was higher. The black the wealth gap was closer.
Johnny, we are.
And I'm saying, but these are a lot of
just
things
walked
that
down that you need to bring in what you was talking about when you started talking about that stuff because I didn't like you didn't understand how to like unpack that.
What about
like when you start saying shit like it like make it make sense first. So like again, if we're talking 1950, are we talking about black people in poverty? Was there like a less percentage of black people in poverty in general? Are you saying
yes, the
comparison?
the percentage of black people in poverty was less during pre-integration than it is post-integration.
And was it in respect to population?
Just the percentage of the people of the population that were in
and
poverty.
Could you please show again that? And where are you getting like whatever the numbers are?
I got the article right here. It's
Okay,
a long
cool.
article. I mean, you want me to like look in and
I don't know.
find, like,
You're quoting
exact...
the stats, and I can't have a conversation about pretend stats. Like
Let's
you
say
can
outside of stats, then outside of stats aside, what do you feel in your heart? Do you feel like it? Do you feel like we have it better pre-segregation, or pre-integration, or post-integration? What do you
by
think?
what metrics? Is there more black people in politics?
So what do you think? Like you gotta have a thought.
So cool. And this is me asking questions to be able to answer.
Based on just based on
do
wealth,
you want me to answer?
Just based on wealth statistics. Do you think we have it better pre-integration or post-integration?
I don't know your fucking wealth statistics. And so what I was about to say, like I just asked you to pull it up 4 or 5 times, correct?
I got it pulled up. If you want to read the article, you can read it. But
so you want me to read it out loud on the screen,
whole
or
article,
you can tell me whatever you're talking about. What is the wealth statistic that you're talking about?
In 1960, I'm gonna read the whole article. Fuck it.
Don't read the whole
article. I'm gonna read the whole article. In 1962, parentheses, before integration, the average wealth of white households was 7 times that of black households. Source: The Economist, April 6, 2019. In 2016, after integration, that wealth gap had widened, with the net worth of typical white family being $171K, being nearly 10 times greater than that of a black family at $17.1K. Source: Brookings.edu, February 27th, 2020. Okay. And that's all of the like just that just that they say the wealth gap has increased from 7 times to 10 times pre-segregation or pre-integration versus post-integration. So how can you sit up there and say another study reported by the New York Times showed that September 18th, 2017, that's my birthday, showed that for every $100 in wealth a white family has, black families hold just $5.04. Not even enough to buy a typical fast food meal.
Gotcha. Do you remember what I asked
all
you?
Post.
Gotcha. Do you remember what I asked you when you read that, or you cited that at first? Because I would just ask you the exact same thing again. And again, like, do you understand how to like break down?
Ask me? What did you ask?
So you said 7 times, and then in comparison to like I don't know what you said, 14 or 10 times. There we go. Natural progression. If you just look at like the line of wealth and the wealth disparity. If you look at the X and Y axis, likely it's going like this the same time. The biggest difference is going to be the fact that white people, like, again, they have older ownership in land and shit like that. So if we're talking about wealth, not just specifically income, because I said wealth. Of course, if you was able to own property earlier, your wealth is going to grow longer and quicker and faster over extended period of time. And that's why in that same conversation, I mean, you said from the pandemic afterward, it did something like it tripled or some shit like that.
It got even
because of real estate prices and shit during that time pretty much doubled. It almost goes hand in hand if you're just looking at it.
So your answer is that increase in the wealth gap had nothing to do with integration.
I would need to see more things. That specifically, like you're just giving one thing.
I ain't got all the stats, bro, but I'm just saying.
No.
So I ain't got all the stats.
I know, but that specific stat is
3
misleading.
days of research. I ain't got all of them. But
right, but that specific stat is misleading. So if I go back to trying to answer the question, you cut me off when I asked. So are you talking about inside like political sense? That'll be y'all got it.
No, you got it.
Go ahead. I can go.
I'm listening, bro. I'm listening.
Right,
I'm ready to rebuttal.
Cool. So I to me, if we're not speaking specifically like say wealth and like that's a harder metric, you don't have the things lined up for me to actually answer that. Are we talking about like, so we could look at like politics? Are black people doing better? Are there more black representation in politics? I don't know. I imagine maybe not. You can fill me in. Are there more black people inside successful fields?
That's on here too. Political power.
Okay.
And it says that, and it will say that we have more political power after integration. Well, no, it says a tie. It says it's a tie between post-integration versus pre-integration. That's what this article right here say. Like,
okay, all right. So going. So all right. So one, you were just cherry picking the fucking article in itself because it sounds like it breaks down like the different versions.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm about to walk down and freestyle off the top of my head.
I got other articles when it comes to incarceration because that article didn't have that in there. I wanted to look that up. Okay. I got that in this other article. So I mean, I did a little bit of did I do enough research to write a motherfucking thesis? Nah, but I did a little bit of something, and just based on my research, it said that like black people were better pre-integration versus, and that's why I was asking.
But I'm asking. All I started doing was just asking why or how or what does the research say?
What's my saying? But based on wealth, like wealth is. And you say so you don't agree with the wealth statistics?
I don't know. I asked you, I asked you specific questions,
and that's why I also said like outside of stats, because you can sit and question like all my stats and like I ain't did good enough.
You should have just send it to Tone and he could pull it up and we can look at it like
and all of that. But I'm saying, but what do you think like outside of stats? Do you not have a thought on it outside?
Do I
of
think
stats?
Black people are doing better now? Probably. Like I don't sit around and think about it. Like if you would have gave me this and told me to like look up things, but in general, probably. I think in general society, and that was the first thing I said, I think society generally, we've moved forward. So one, comparing 1950 through to right now is weird to compare because we have to adjust for so many different metrics because quality of life in general is better now. So like, how do I adjust for that part?
So you think it was you think life is better post-segregation? You think it's better?
Yeah.
After that's fine. Like we ain't gotta agree, but that's I just but you act like I don't know, but I'm trying to send this shit to Tone.
Yeah, I mean at the end of the day, we done beat the shit out of that mama. Ain't no need to send it in now. We don't need to send that motherfucker now.
Well, we can transition.
You did your research. I just was asking for sources.
Ayo.
Hey, shout out to my English teacher. Damn, I can't think of I'm gonna just make up one. Miss Pearson. Where you had to have what was that format that you had to have? Where you had to cite your sources and be able to reference.
Oh, the annotated bibliography.
Yeah.
You gotta
shout
have
out
works
to that.
cited page. You gotta do all of that.
Shout out to my statistics teacher in college that told me how to read stats and statistics to understand.
Yeah, I get. See, to me, I come off of the hip, the feeling. You know what I mean? I can tell you what I feel like.
So, what do you think?
I think that honestly, I understand what he's saying. It's kind of rough because of the fact that I don't think that they would have allowed us to be successful. So that's my only thing. If it wasn't for them not allowing us to be successful, we would have been better.
So you think we were? So you think they didn't allow, but they are?
No. What I'm saying is that they
are.
No. What I'm saying is that they wouldn't have allowed us to be successful without integrating. That we wouldn't have been able to build the empire that we would have built. They would have destroyed it.
Integrate.
Yeah, they would have. Everything. Think about it. You think about the banks that we had.
Post integration.
No. I think that at the end of the day, if they would have left us alone, it would have been better pre. but I don't see them leaving us alone.
Leave us alone,
you know what I'm saying? I just don't see them having
And that was
left
the
us
point
alone.
that I made when I said like
so you think it was better
on the world stage,
I ain't
integration
saying, no,
was going to happen.
You gotta answer one of them.
What I'm saying is that I think if they would left us alone, it would have been better pre. But I don't.
But
see
they
them
didn't
leaving
leave
us
it alone, so it's better post.
Bruh, what I'm saying
It's okay.
No, but I don't like because I would rather it had not happened to see what it would have evolved into. The only thing I'm saying, I would have rather it not happen so I could have seen what it would have evolved into.
But it did happen.
It would have been much better.
So it's
I think it would have been much.
It's better.
No, I think it would have been much better if it would have happened.
So was this like a long form way to get back to like the which is better back then and now? This is a long play.
Hey, you know, I got
that's a long play.
I'm very strategic. It's chess, not checkers.
Because now you boxing him on the other side. That's crazy. That nigga jumped the fence. That was mid debate.
That's
That was
the good
crazy.
thing about being middle ground Johnny is I can go on either side of the war. That's the fine part about doing this. But I digress. We'll I don't want to say transition again, but we'll move it along. We'll progress because we progressives over here. We all vote blue, but
I don't
Look
vote
at this
blue.
week. You said we all vote what?
I ain't vote blue in some years. I don't know, probably about 8.
Democratic joke.
I understand. Why y'all niggas? Hey, it's funny that they told you ever realize how they act like they don't, like I just don't follow jokes. like they talking over my head all the time. Both of y'all do that shit.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I know Q, he does it a lot. Like I don't be getting none of the damn jokes. And I just said, like, okay, well, hey, if I'm the dummy, I don't mind being perceived as a dummy. That's fine.
I like being a dummy sometimes.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
spot to be.
At the end of the day.
What you got?
Either way, this week, man, I was thinking about and I was having a conversation. The conversation was about the term love language, and it was this relationship based conversation. And I'll give my synopsis after I give you the question. So my question for the week is: how effective do you feel modern terminology as it relates to relationships is? And I'm speaking, for example, love language like red flags, gaslighting, narcissist, all the different verbiage that we use to let's say explain what a productive and effective relationship looks like. All of these ideas and all these words, these buzzwords that we kind of have come up with for this modern idea of thinking about relationships.
No, I got to answer. I'll start off. I think they are effective because I think it was a lot of terms and stuff in the past that we would discuss, but we wouldn't have like a proper word for it. And like before it was red flags, motherfuckers knew what a red flag was. It's just you couldn't necessarily.
You just say I ain't fucking with bitches at.
Yeah, what I'm saying, but like
you pretty much say.
Or like vice versa, you couldn't necessarily be like, shorty a red flag. I ain't fucking with it because motherfucker be like, yeah, she bad as hell. Why you ain't stepping on that one right there? You couldn't be like, yeah, man, she a red flag.
Or not, she toxic. You couldn't say that. It was
toxic
like,
is another
like
one.
yeah,
Throw
you
that in
couldn't
there.
necessarily explain it. You just have to be like, nah, I just don't want to do like that. Like, but bro, she bad as fuck, bro. Why you ain't over there? Now in 2024, the same thing happened. She bad as fuck. Why you ain't? Man, she red. You toxic. You got a lot more different like outs of why you ain't like doing shit. I think it definitely helps. Even like the love language, I think that was a very like efficient way of explaining or just defining the way we love each other and being able to
Go
put
to Johnny real quick.
And being able to put it in words. Yeah, we read over here, baby. But being able to put that in words, I think it has helped a lot of people and even just like understanding like what I am doing going into this situation. And like, is it the most effective? Can we have better words? Of course, but I think the words we have are pretty good and they are working. And I feel like
they're working.
Yes, for the people that use them properly.
Okay,
but like I feel like we also are fighting against the internet, which is like yes, but
which part of the internet?
just the access to information and the access to experience or the access to see stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to see. I think that's the part that we're fighting against. And I feel like, but the words are effective. We're just talking about the words. I feel like, yes, they are.
I'm gonna get mine on the back end. We're gonna.
I definitely think the words are effective. And I think the people that use them properly are getting the benefits from using them. Personally.
I guess I probably piggyback and ride closer to where Johnny is at. I think that a lot of the terms kind of come out of therapy in general. A lot of it ends up being like slang for just therapy terminology. And I think that therapy in itself has been beneficial. And what more than anything, a lot of these terms, most of these terms do is give you tools. Like it's like shit inside like the toolbox to be able to get to and use to reference whatever is happening. But yeah, I'll pass it. Seems like y'all kind of got something going on.
Hey, you know the funny thing?
In a box.
That was his whole. He was putting me in the box the whole time. That's what he was doing. So I wish I had like the old buddy that be having the girls up there, the heavy set dude with me. He be having the horns and shit.
When he talk loud and fast, not nobody to talk.
Yeah. I wish I had the horns and shit. My thing is, I call bullshit. Okay. I call bullshit on all of this all of these conversations that we having about like love language and all of this shit. People are trying to sound smart. It sounds like you're overthinking, bro. Love language. Only thing they say,
none of them,
bro. I'm not saying if they're smart or not. They just trying to sound like they coming up with some new thing, bro. Listen, only thing, love language, bro. Pay attention and you. It's not like a fucking. Oh, we need a new term to say, and then motherfuckers sit there like, it's an act of gifts, and everybody likes fucking gifts. Everybody, bro.
Not everybody.
My thing is, nigga, if I gift you a good gift, you can sit here and say, as me and Will sit there and say that. But if your old lady gift you a good gift, you could, no matter if your love language is touch or motherfucking serve, if she gives you a good gift that you actually like, and she knows, and she not just, man, get this shit out of me. and she knows that like this is something that, you know what I mean? If she pays attention and gives the good gift, then you're gonna like it, whether it's acts of service or fucking whatever, touch and feel. Everybody would love to get dropped. Everybody likes to put. Come on now, what man? That straight don't like
you have like too much of an understanding of it,
bro. Okay, well, either way, let's move on from there. Let's move on from there. Let's go
at the love languages.
No, I think it's bullshit. Everybody trying to sound like they talking about
love better.
Niggas talking about loving better. Hey,
bro.
First start off. Let's start off here. Start off with having an extended period of time of a relationship. Then go and try to talk about something. Niggas is going off a theoretical.
Going to your other question.
Yeah, everything is in theory.
I'm gonna get 2 for 1.
Hey.
Whatever y'all talking about, everything is in theory. These words. Oh, you talking
it's
about?
Not in theory. Did you read the book? It's not in theory.
The person who
how many times I didn't have like
the person that read the book ain't.
No, what I'm saying is the person that read that, the person that wrote that book, did they come up with the term? Or are they just writing about a scenario? Okay, so they're just writing about some shit that somebody else said. Now they're gonna try to tell you what it means.
That's not. I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay, anyway.
So you see how you gave a synopsis of something that you didn't read?
That was
you talking about a book. I didn't say nothing about the book. I asked you a question. I asked you, did the person that wrote the book, did they come up with the term?
Right, and
you probably not. Right?
Did they come up with the term of love language?
Probably not.
What does that have to do with them? So again, did you read the book? Which probably means no.
Nigga, of course I didn't read the book.
Got you. And so
I never.
Do you like? And you saying that they come up with the term love language has nothing to do with the shit in the book.
Of course, but what I'm saying is
like that's what I meant by like your point didn't make any sense, and you're going on a rant, and you probably need like homeboys look bang 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 bang. Because it'll be better if it's not interjections, but like you're saying things that don't make sense.
You can read that book all you want to, bro. You can read that book all you want to. What I can tell you is that book ain't gonna teach you how to have a successful relationship. It ain't gonna teach. That book ain't gonna teach you how to. Hold on, let me finish. That book ain't gonna teach you how to love your partner.
What about that one right there? Because
it ain't gonna be a book in this motherfucker. Because at the end of the day, what you need to do
will a book give you some tools to be able to actually be a better partner?
What I'm telling you is that what you need to do.
You can't learn nothing from a book.
What I'm telling you is what you need to do is pay attention. The book ain't gonna teach you what your partner is. What I can tell you, just
do you
pay
think
attention.
everybody
Only thing-
innately
what
knows how to pay
But
attention?
like, you don't
Let
think
me
there's a book
finish what
out
I'm
there that
saying.
can make you pay attention better?
No,
Yeah,
what I'm
like,
saying-
or know
no,
what to look
saying is
for,
that- what
or
I'm
know,
saying-
like, damn, she don't care about this. She
what
actually
I'm
care about
saying,
that.
only thing I'm saying
Nah.
is that if you just pay attention, what it is to me, what I've learned over time. What I've learned over time is it's about why you sitting here trying to do all this. It's about selflessness. So let me finish, bro. Yeah, it's about selflessness, right? So you can come up with every term you want to. Let's say that we all have toxic behaviors. So to say, oh, this person's toxic, you're toxic fucking too. In certain scenarios, you are too. There's some red flags that you have, some red flags that everybody else have. There's this, all of this shit is what it is it's trying to make you believe that you're in a more superior space in your life than somebody else. And bro, you can sit there and try to understand all of this love language shit all you want to. What I can tell you is this, bro. The best thing you can do is just pay attention. You don't have to read the book of relationships and all of that. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is pay attention to your partner.
But I'm saying, but what you just did was the same thing the books do. Was you put relationships in a different language and you put it in the way that you talk, in the way that you understand. But you said just pay attention, be attentive to your partner, and that's all. But you got terms for, don't you got terms for what you do and like how to, what you think makes a woman?
It's 187 pages.
Holy
this
shit.
is page 187.
Niggas can't learn shit from reading.
But I'm
That's
saying,
crazy.
but like what you just explained,
with your old lady,
you can't write a book for what you just explained. Like what you just explained, you couldn't write a book for it.
I couldn't write a book for your relationship. I couldn't write a book to tell you how you should be watching your old lady.
But you couldn't write a book about your relationship.
I could write a book about mine, but what I'm saying is that
and nobody else could.
My book wouldn't be trying to teach you the secret to love that lasts. I wouldn't be trying to teach you that. I'll be telling you my story.
Ain't you gotta love this?
What I'm saying is I'll be telling you my story versus trying to tell you how to help your story. You can help your story. I can't tell you how to help your story.
But I'm saying,
so like, to my understanding, that book only gives you tools to help.
But I'm saying, but like, real, as a person who hadn't had a 14, 15-year relationship, like, so you saying I can't come to you as a person who has had a relationship that long and get anything from it? And the stuff that you just explained, you saying you couldn't put that in the book to be digested by people like me?
Right. And one thing, that was a great question. And I think that, I agree that you could do that, but I wouldn't. The love language, what I was talking about is the modern language that we use. All of these toxic narcissists, all of these
words. You ain't using traditional language.
Say it again.
You ain't using traditional. You explaining relationships in the modern language too.
In what way?
You just not using the certain terminology that you don't like, but you explaining relationships in modern terms the way you just said about
why niggas act like we still live in 1960.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the modern world. What are we talking about?
But I'm saying,
I don't understand what y'all are talking about.
You just explain.
You talking
you
about?
explain. No, listen. I'm saying, but you just explained that book. You just explained that book, and you was like, all you gotta do is just pay attention.
All you gotta do is pay attention.
But that's modern language that you're using.
That's not modern. Paying attention. So pay attention is modern language.
I'm saying, but the way that you're delivering the message is modern, and you're delivering the message in a way that a person who reads the book might not get it. But like, because you read the book and you didn't.
I didn't read the book.
Okay, but you didn't.
I wouldn't buy the book,
and you didn't get it. But like, there's somebody else like you that didn't read the book, but they might hear you explain what to do in relationships, and they might hear it
because it's not 187. It's not necessary. We're literally. We're making something that's not as so. When I say like relationships are difficult, it is the most difficult thing that you'll do to have a 10-year relationship. It is the most difficult thing you will do, but you're making it more difficult when you start to add these ideas, these modern ideas of relationship. This whole like these modern terms, modern terms, I think makes it worse.
Or maybe it gives you the tools to be able to figure out what's wrong. Or
what about a term
things
like
to be able to
gaslighting,
address
my
it?
boy Rail? What about a term like gaslighting? You don't think that's a very effective like word that displays like an issue that has happened in relationships over and over and over? Men versus women, women versus men.
Either way.
Like either way, gaslighting is a thing that happened, and being able to call that out. And when you're in the like, you don't think that's an effective thing? Like that is like come across like because men like we get gaslighted to be able to say, hey shorty, you get to me, I have found that very effective. When you can call a shorty out on gaslighting you and they can no longer, that's very effective.
So the thing is that, and I'll say like gaslighting does happen. At the end of the day, I think it's more
But having
you
the
know
term,
to have the term, what it does is it gives you the ability to overuse the term versus actually just saying what happened.
or
So are you talking about like overusing these terms?
But I'm saying,
or
what
like
I'm
using
saying
them
that, like,
effectively?
or but
I
like,
mean, with the love language thing, I think that's
but
a
like
bunch of bullshit.
pre-gaslighting,
But
post-gaslighting,
gaslighting is an actual.
But now
to
I
me,
can call
gaslighting-
out gaslighting when I see it versus before. I would just be like, "Shorty, you're not being fair."
No,
It's
no,
not
you were saying
like,
that
but
you're
now that
trying
I
to
have
flip
a
it on me.
word, I can be
All
like,
it is you're trying to flip it on me.
But if you're
trying to
doing
flip-
it,
you're trying to
if
flip
you're
it.
doing the thing to me having a word to call it out.
No, I feel it. And some of the words like gaslighting, as we were talking earlier, gaslighting is one of those ones that's not like that doesn't. It's not one of those pushers of the modern relationship conversation.
But it's an effective word.
It is
in
an effective word, but I
relationships.
think like love language and
You
the
said
toxic-
gaslighting is not a modern. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm saying,
I
but
didn't
it's
say
very
gaslight, not a
effective.
modern word.
But
What
like,
you,
as
you
a
said,
man,
a pusher of modern relationship. What you mean by that?
That ain't what I said either.
What did you just say?
What I'm
My
saying,
bad. You
I
said
said that
gaslighting
gaslighting is not one of those words that I feel like that is one of like gaslighting is a word that makes sense. Like it's not one of those words that like the like love language to me. That's like something that's like that's more of a made up idea thing than like gaslighting. We're trying to over explain a thing. The thing is that love is
So,
something.
but there
that
are
can-
certain
love it,
modern
but-
terms that you fuck with.
Yeah, there are certain ones, but it's not many. It's
You
not
just don't
many.
fuck with the love languages.
It's more than that. Like honestly, I don't fuck with toxic.
What about red
I don't
flag?
fuck with red flags.
Red flags effective as hell too.
Red flags is one of those ones where you can be like, yeah.
That's,
I
that
mean, that's one of those ones that
Those
can
are
go on
like
any
certain
side.
some of these terms help. Now
Some
I
of
can
the
argue.
terms.
I get what you're
Toxic
saying
don't
was.
work.
No, I mean toxic is just like it's when you start, especially in the way
A lot
you
of
use
them
it,
work,
it's
bro. A
overused
lot
and that
of
shit
them
is
work.
trash. To
A
me,
lot
it's
of-
trash. Y'all
you
know
just
how I
don't
feel
like
about
love
buzzwords.
language, and
No, I don't like toxic either. I think it's overused. Anything used in moderation and where it should actually make sense. But to me, love language is more of this blanket thing that everybody's like, oh, you got to learn my love language. And I mean, at the end of the day, I would like a gift. I like sex. I like service. I like all of these love languages that they talk about. I like all of them. So what's to say my love language is? No, bro, you're just making some shit up there that advertising, making some money off of a term and overuse just the idea of the thing, bro. I guarantee you that there's not one person that you can sit there and oh no, I don't want you to get me anything. Yes, you do. If you actually think about it and get me a gift that you know I'ma like the shit. If you actually give me give service that I actually want, I'ma like that and appreciate this shit. If you give me sex that I'ma love and like, I'ma appreciate that shit. Like the whole idea of the love language thing, it's just some more. What it is we're over. We're making this shit
like every time
overly
you
complex.
explain it really, really badly.
Well, I mean, I don't.
I know you don't care
because you read the book. You read the book, and I don't care
I
because
read
I don't need.
some of the book.
Well, I'm saying I didn't read the book. I look at what people are saying. Most people haven't read that book that use the term. This is how you feel, and I'm talking about what majority of people haven't read the book. So most of us don't know what the book says. So you may have a better understanding. You may feel that you.
So we just kind of like
better.
speaking ignorantly of like.
Well, you can say ignorantly, nigga. Whoever made the term ain't who
Isn't-
wrote the
isn't
book.
that- isn't
You,
that-
but if the person who made
like
the
if
term,
you don't, if you've not read it and
so,
you're like
Tone, let me ask you
doubling
this.
down
if
on
I
stuff.
make up something and somebody write a book about something that I made up, are they telling you what the fuck I intended it to be, or is they just coming up with some shit of how they feel about what I intended?
Yeah, they saying
Exactly. So get the fuck out of here. You can sit there and say that you know better about it, or I'm talking ignorantly.
No,
Man,
well,
you can-
all right. So not once have you like actually, yeah, it's okay. But
I'm
you
done.
also asked, did the person make up the term love language? I don't fucking know. That's why I said I don't know. Maybe they did. If they did, does that make like the big difference in it? Like I think
family,
like the tools that they actually give you would probably be a little bit better when it comes down to
once you stop being selfish, that's the key. You don't need no book, the love language book.
But if they
You don't
gaslight
need-
you, call that shit out.
What I'm saying is that the only thing you need to do is
I do want to give a take at some point.
get outside of yourself. Once you stop thinking about yourself so much, which society has made us continuously do, and it goes back to the idea of like we had the conversation about conditional love and unconditional love. I do believe in unconditional love. When we had the conversation, it was like, damn, love is always conditional. No, it's not always conditional. No, it's not. It gets to a point to where it matures and it's no longer conditional. it gets to a point to where it matures, and most of us haven't seen the maturity of it. So we just believe everything is based on it's all based in a reciprocation, and that's not the case. So yeah, listen, just stop thinking about your damn self. If the person is worth it, I mean, everybody ain't worth that, but if the person is worth it and you deem them worth it, stop thinking about yourself and try to help them to get on that same page to where they're not just thinking about themselves, because all of these bruh, stop with the shit, bruh. There's these words, bruh. It's so crazy. Go ahead.
So I guess if I was kind of trying to dive in a little bit, one thing I guess I would say is that well, I've already said that I do think that it's important. And I think that in general, whatever the terminology, if it's new, if it's old, whatever, find things that help you be and sustain healthy relationships. If that's tools from your therapist, great. If that's tools from a book that you read, great. If that's tools from a conversation that you had with your homeboy, great. If that's tools that you naturally innately have, great. I think the main thing is that find what helps you have healthy relationships and run with it. To me, I think that a lot of terminologies, a lot of words help express concepts that more times than not we didn't have the ability to address or speak through or talk about. And yeah, I don't know. Like for me personally, I enjoy learning. I enjoy the ability to be able to like look and diagnose and figure things out. And certain things have given me certain terms I don't specifically use. I don't really use like terms like gaslighting. But there are terms that I will use and concepts that I will, take away from and I just add it to my toolbox and it's cool.
And I'm gonna end this off on this. This is my bad. I feel like this is funny. Hey, and fellas, one thing we're gonna have to dial back a bit is once you get to a point that all of this thinking and then logic, we understand logic makes sense. We understand that. At the end of the day, that's not the fucking answer when it always the answer. You have to start feeling a thing too.
Right.
Logic, you can sit there and try to like, because paper is, you can write something down on paper, bro, and it just makes fucking sense. It just makes sense. I'm not debating that. It's
but if you
theoretically like the shit makes sense, and it just makes sense that it should go this way because I've done the research and I've done everything. Like I've read as many books as I can read, and I've I done the debated as much, like seen the debates, and you can do all of the homework you want to do.
See where this is going.
It just that ain't how the thing works.
You're talking about emotions.
Like what I'm talking
you gotta
about.
Tap into your emotions.
No, what I'm talking about is relationships.
Sometimes, like, but that's what you use.
What I'm
like
talking
the
about
logic
is
don't make sense.
What I'm saying is that the thing is that everything that makes sense on paper is not a reality.
Right. No, I agree.
It's in theory that it should go this way. Based on what we know, it should go this way.
And based on that means sometimes your emotions have to weigh
what
harder. If the logic, if you look at logic and it don't make sense, that means you have to lean on your emotions.
What I'm saying, what you do is you just remove yourself. Just
hey,
remove
fellas,
yourself.
just find what makes a healthy relationship for you.
Bro,
like if these terms work, there's mad terms that work for some people, and sometimes
this
don't
nigga
work
Rail
for
being
nobody.
emotional today.
See,
it's all right, bro.
You know, all right, I'm gonna let it rock.
No, I agree. Like some things sound good.
I had something tucked for you, but I'm gonna let it rock because we be old dead. You got
to catch that one. But hey, look.
But yeah, I agree. Like some things sound good, some things logically don't work
Most
themselves
of that
out.
shit sound good.
Right. Like when people just like be saying things and anecdotal evidence, a lot of times sounds good, but when you look around and you see like the field, be like, that makes sense. But then again, like you can look up some stats, and me and Johnny just had some stats, and we was having it out about it. Man, it ain't make sense, and a lot of times it doesn't. Find the healthy relationship, find the healthy balance, find what works with you and your lady. You and your old lady.
You gotta talk to them people that done them 20, and like the ones, because the thing is that when you get them on, like the people on the podcast, you can't just come up here and say what you know what I mean.
You want to say.
You can't just say what the fuck going. You know what I mean? These need to come up here, bro. You
all
got
them
to
niggas
make
be
sure.
washing dishes and sweeping floors.
You gotta make sure. You gotta make. Hey, and even if the real thing is, even if you not, you gotta come up here and say that you are.
Okay.
Even if you not,
all the
you
niggas
not
I be
finna come
knowing,
up here
I be
and
seeing
this
it.
time and act like your woman doing all that ain't gonna work either.
Mm.
That ain't gonna work either. So
Hey, niggas, stop coming on podcast capping.
Sometimes you
you
gotta
can't
fake
help
the
it,
fun.
bro. You can't help it, bro. Honestly, my situation different. My situation different. But
Stop coming on.
because I'm on the podcast,
This nigga real say I ain't watched nan dish.
Nah, honestly, I don't watch
Niggas be
dishes,
stop
bro.
coming on here talking about they be cooking, they be cleaning, they be meeting their wife be work, their wife don't be working even.
Huh?
I'm just talking about like all the niggas that be coming on here.
Oh
that
no,
be
the
talking
only
shit.
thing I'm saying is that, like, of
I
course
don't
you
know, I'm
can't
trying
get
to
up
figure
here.
out what they
Of
be
course you can't get up here and tell the truth and nothing but the truth. You tell the
So they be lying.
The
Niggas gotta
rated
lie a
truth.
little bit.
You just gotta make
Niggas
sure
gotta lie a little
whatever it is, and then don't let a nigga ask a question. You gotta tiptoe around that motherfucker question. Now you gotta make sure you answer it in a fashion. Nigga, anybody in here with an old lady, I can ask you a question right now that you can't answer the way that you would answer it if you didn't have an old lady.
Sure, that's a fun experience.
My boy Q say he don't be lying, and he say
I ain't gonna test it out.
boy,
I believe in productive families.
My boy Q be,
all of them
my
dudes
boy
that
Q
did
say
what
I
they
ain't
did,
never got on
do
camera
what you gotta
and
do,
said
brother.
some shit that
Do
I
what
wouldn't
you gotta
say.
do, brother.
I know, because to me, I think that the fun part about, like, especially me, like, typically I can't lie about my past. My mom be right out there. I can't lie about shit that actually be happening here because of a lady. She right there. I don't know.
Hey, well, let's just leave it at that. We ain't got to go no further than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, speaking, we on your boy Q head a little bit right now. I guess we'll go ahead and head over to my boy Q. See what he got going on for the week.
I don't know. I guess this may have legs, may not. But I was watching Nikki Haley. Did you send something in about Nikki Haley and racism when she was on the Breakfast Club?
I did. Yeah, I'll let you finish.
She had an interesting piece to it. Maybe we could piggyback off of that a little bit. But she was on the Breakfast Club and she's speaking inside the sense of like she's trying to win the Republican nominee. And I think that New Hampshire, she made it up to like 28%, and like she's making her pitch to be able to be able to be the Republican nominee. And it kind of got me thinking, right? We've had a couple third-party conversations on here, and it started making me think if somehow the powers that be, or just in general, Nikki Haley is able to win the Republican nominee, would Trump and the AF, the America First movement, or is he AF? Is he America First? Or is that Make America Great Again? That's what it is. That movement be the first viable third party inside American history?
I think it would have. I guess of course I'm gonna. Yeah, but yeah, I think it would have. There's a possibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like to see it happen. I would like to see black people take that step to be the first.
That ain't gonna happen. But
Cool. We not gonna do it. We gonna let the white people beat us to it. Cause like,
Trump damn sure gonna do it if he's not the nominee.
Cool. We gonna let them white. We gonna let them white folks beat us to it. We gonna let them beat us to it. But I think it does lead some. I think it'd be good for American society. That's not the third party I envision. It's not the third party that I necessarily wanted to see, but I still stand on the fact that I think a third party would be best for American society, even if it's not a third party that I agree with or that I think should be where we leaning. I think that would naturally force the Republican Party that remains after Trump splits it to become naturally more centered. And I think that would be best for everybody in the country. So if it happens that way, it happens that way. It's not the way I envisioned it. And I'd love to see black people do that third party. But if we ain't going to step up and Trump got to show us how to do it, then we should probably sit back and take notes.
Trump got to show us?
I've been hollering third party for for years now. Y'all
mean, we
niggas
know
ain't
that
never.
ain't-
Y'all niggas ain't never hopped up when I said third party. But like Trump do it. Okay, cool. Let him get the third party first. I've been screaming third party.
You gotta
But
look at
like,
what they usually
if
do.
he got the clout and he got the stuff to do it, I still think even if it's not the third
Johnny,
party,
have you voted third party?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to look at it. Even when
Absolutely.
somebody that
So,
starts
like,
out third party,
I fucked up and voted for Hillary that one time, and like I said, I never voted for a white man.
But you did vote for a white woman?
I did. I fucked up.
Evil one too, huh?
She had hot sauce in the bag though.
That's true.
That's all. I seen her pull
that's
it
what
out.
caught you.
I seen her pull the hot sauce. But no, I was young.
I wanted to see if Nikki Haley was going full again.
I was young and dumb when I
She
voted.
kinda-
Like I'd never vote for a white man or a white woman ever again.
Why?
Because I'm not white.
Tell me.
Y'all want some deep ass? Nah, I never.
But
do
would you
that.
marry one?
Nah. Go ahead and ask the other one. Yeah, I done did it before. Go ahead and ask the next one. Go keep on going down the line.
I just wanted to see where you
keep on going down the
you
line.
was.
Keep
I
on.
just want to see where you sat at. You know what I mean? Whatever's healthy for you, bro. Whatever's healthy for you. I don't mind it, bro.
Keep on going. But no, I do think a third party would be good for America, even if it's not the third party that we think. I think it will force the Republican Party to be less racist.
You think the Republican Party is, at this point is like racist?
Well, no, I think there's racist aspects of the Republican Party, but I think if it's split, the racist aspects are going to go with Trump, and the good ones.
You think Trump's racist?
Not necessarily, but I think the racist ones are going to vote for Trump.
Or you think that non-racists would vote for Nikki Haley?
Yeah, she's not white.
I think
she's not white. Like if you're a non-racist Republican, that's your like perfect out. I voted for.
I think what's his next primary that's coming up? I think this is going to be an interesting one for sure, because he does make a couple valid points in the sense that like Trump, he does have a waning base to an extent, and they're like when he's the only option, they'll vote for him. But in general, like there's a bunch of people that are skewable what's inside that Republican Party. I think it'd be interesting.
I just want to talk to Unc for a quick sec. Unc, you were supposed to have been in the chat during that little segment on the love language, John. I was expecting to see you have something
What
to
you
say.
wanted Unc to say?
No, I just wanted to hear what he had to say about it.
No, I want to hear Unc talk about this third party. I want to hear what Unc got to say. That.
Hey,
I know Unc got something brewing. We talking about
fact,
Nikki. I know Unc got what up, Unc?
If Unc is in there, yeah, he is Republican. So I love to
I know he got
like
something.
his take on Trump, Nikki.
I know he got.
Where you go with it?
I want to hear Unc talk about that third party.
Mom Duke's up there.
Yeah. And we'll get to that in a second. That was the I guess the piggyback that kind of could work with this. But I'll lend that. So we were saying that Trump could possibly, like, if he does lose, he would be the first viable third party that would have the ability to actually win the election. Correct?
For sure.
You're saying if he loses the what election you're talking about him have? Because if he loses 2024,
For him being the
when would he be
Republican
able to win
nominee?
the election?
Republican nominee.
If he's not the Republican nominee, we'll have the first third party. Come on.
Oh, so you're talking about for 2024?
Yes, Johnny.
If he loses you think he'll?
Yes, the first time it's ever that had an actual
MAGA would be a third party
for sure. That's definitely.
I think that
the
wouldn't
first.
be. I don't think that'd be the worst thing that ever happened.
No, we're just saying that it would be the first third party that actually had contingent.
But do you think he would actually win on the third party?
I think that he would have a chance.
He would have a chance.
You think he would actually win?
I think it's the biggest chance of any chance we ever seen. The biggest chance, period.
That's some bullshit.
My thing is, I don't think
why black people ain't why black people ain't did what Donald Trump did as far as like.
Stop asking these why black people questions, bro.
Why we haven't? Donald Trump better be able to have enough power to start a whole third party.
First off, we don't believe in voting like that. We don't believe it's a lot of shit.
But like that's bullshit though. If us as black people don't believe in like a third party,
we don't believe
in the system like that. We don't know the system enough to be able to start some shit to where you see what Donald Trump doing. Donald Trump up here lying, being able to start a third. Why a black person can't do what Donald Trump doing?
Do you think
he ain't smarter than none of us?
Do you think black people as a whole believe in the system? Or do
Yes.
we believe? Do we
90% of them keep on voting Democrat? Yes.
Bro,
if you why you still voting Democrat then if you don't believe in the system? Why 90% of black folks? Why 90% of black
But I'm
folks
gonna say these last
still
couple,
vote Democrat?
I'm gonna say these last couple was because of the idea of the lesser of evils.
So you still believe in the system?
No, but it's not the belief in the system. It's almost like
That's
the
a
idea.
belief in you believe in the lesser of the two evils of the system.
Yeah, you just
that's a belief in the system.
It's really just the idea of being able to make somebody hate somebody. It's not like the system itself. It's literally just the idea of pitting people against each other.
Votes.
Oh no, we definitely wasting them.
We wasting. Black people shouldn't. Black people shouldn't vote at all. Then until we get a third
honestly, I don't give a fuck about that. I really, honestly,
I think all black people should stop voting in.
You know,
until
for
we
a
get
minute,
a third
I was
party.
into like the presidential joint. Like, I'm going to stop caring about that, and I'm gonna look more in the local joint because I don't. To me, whether it be Nikki Haley or Trump or Biden, when I sit there and thought about it, I was like, okay, so
I'm thinking, like, as a black person, me personally, when I hear that 90% of black people vote for Democrats, it pissed me off because as a black person, I know that this party does not have my best interests at heart. But then 90% of us vote for this shit. It means, guess what that party not gonna do? Look out for black people because they already got our vote.
I understand that.
And
so, are you saying that?
And
we should
my
vote
thing is, if
Republican?
the black vote was for sale,
Johnny won't say that one.
That's what I'm asking. So you, with all this, you got a lot of smoke for
What's the
Democrats. So
question?
are you asking that we should vote Republican?
No, I'm saying we should.
No, how about are you willing to vote Republican?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm saying the vote should be, we should be able to vote for anybody based on what they do for black people.
I was a
Fuck the Democrats. We all vote for them. But I'm saying if they ain't doing nothing for black people, then we shouldn't vote for them. And we shouldn't vote for the Republicans till they do something for black people. And the moment a motherfucker want to do something for black people, we should vote for them. And that's how I feel about it. Like, we can get a third party and all of that shit, but like it's saying like the political left and the political right, the benefit for both of those parties is not black people. They don't have, neither one of those parties have benefit for black people. The political left is benefiting white people. The political right is benefiting white people. Until we as black people separate ourselves, segregate ourselves, and politically balance our own selves, we're gonna always be voting for these systems that don't benefit us. And we're gonna be arguing about voting for these systems that don't benefit us. And so, like,
I
until we
think the
want to do
benefit.
some
I
third
think
party
honestly,
shit,
I
and do
think that we
something
got to
else.
benefit ourselves, bro. Stop looking at these.
But if we gotta do something, if
and
we
all
gotta
that
do
stuff.
something to benefit ourselves, we should stop voting
And
for
that's
the
what
politicians.
and that's what I was gonna say. So, like, where is it that you lie? Like, is it Republican? To me, I think it'd be more effective.
I don't
just to
think
sit
black
out.
people should vote
It'll be
for
more effective to
anybody
sit out.
until somebody brings
That would be my
policies that directly affect black people. We shouldn't vote for none of them.
Yeah, man, I honestly, at the end of the day, I
We shouldn't
want
vote for none
policies
of them.
that just gonna push. You know what I mean? I think that with
And the moment
old,
the Democrats lose the black vote, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna have all kind of policies.
Oh, no,
that
what they're
benefit
gonna
black
do?
folk.
No, what they're
But
gonna
the
do
only
is,
thing we gotta do to get them to do that is not vote for them.
See, this is where
But
I
we not-
realized. Hold on, give me 1 second, and then I'm just gonna be done. What we have to realize is that they're not gonna need us.
Yes,
Democrats
they will.
aren't. No, Democrats are not gonna need our
They
vote.
definitely need
Hold
us.
on, they're not gonna need us because of the population of Hispanics. They're not gonna need our
Hispanics
vote.
don't vote Democrat.
What I'm saying is that
They don't vote
it
Democrat.
sounds good, but what do you see what I'm saying?
That's
Do you see what? No, that's facts. But do you see what's going on during this administration and the way that you're gonna easily get the votes. You don't get those.
The Democrats.
The Democrats are gonna more easily get the votes of the
over Donald Trump.
I think so.
All the white people vote for Donald
No.
Trump.
I think that when you talk about like the construction and those, but I'm talking about the people that are able to get here. Because first off, if you look at Donald Trump's
they voting Republican. The ones that can get here.
What I'm saying is that if you look at Donald Trump's policies and then look at what Biden's doing, they're going to appreciate the shit out of what Biden's doing. So you're going to talk about
cap.
this influx.
That's cap. That sounds good. Most Hispanic people, if you look at it, it's like 55% of them they vote Republican.
Right. You're also talking about the ones that are able
and the ones that's illegal, they can't vote. So who you talking about gonna vote? Like what Hispanic? How is Hispanic people gonna help Joe Biden?
So you've heard about the road to what is it? They're loosening the road to citizenship. with them having all of these people here. They was talking about people.
But a lot of those countries on the border are Republicans, and they not gonna let that shit happen. All them illegals that go to Texas, they ain't gonna be able to vote. The illegals that go to Florida, they ain't gonna be able to vote. Like, where are these Hispanic people that you're talking about gonna be able to vote to where it matters for Joe Biden? A lot of these countries a lot of these states on the border are Republican, and they not letting them vote.
So that's why they'll continue to move.
But it ain't even about them. It's about black people and our vote. What if we decided not to vote for these people?
I think that's my best answer. We just hold out.
Just don't
and
vote.
let them feel it. Let them
That's
feel
what
it.
I'm saying. And
hopefully
then wait until they bring policies that benefit black people. Just don't vote. But that's why I'm mad at with it. I don't know. Oh no.
That's one of those.
Nigga
Just roll
said
the
I'll
ball
let
out.
this say I don't know.
Yeah, I just rolled the ball out. I knew that. I told you before the
Yeah,
show. I
you
said
threw the oop for the nigga
I
for
just throw
sure.
one for Johnny with this one. This one's kind of easy.
That
I guess
nigga
we could
ain't
really
fuck.
quickly address the comment. It says Nikki don't believe. Well, you can read it now, Tom.
Nikki don't believe that America has racism, so who won't to vote for her, whether she third, fourth, or fifth party?
And I guess like I did watch the full interview with the Breakfast Club, and her context to it.
Fourth or fifth party.
Right. But her context for it was America in itself isn't a racist country. There's racist actors pretty much. And like just the general idea that racism has existed. America has a history of having racism, and she gives like the whole little Charleston shooting and like her whole little thing that happened with that.
Haley, bro.
But she said that like moving forward, and like where we're at today, is that like is America institutionally racist? No. That was kind of her take.
Some bullshit, bro. America been a racist country. The reason she go by Nikki and not Nimrata is because America's a racist country. She's a fucking Indian person from South Carolina who had to act white to get in office because South Carolina's a racist state. So for you to sit up there and say it's not racist, that's some bullshit. You acted white to even get where you was at. Motherfuckers ain't know you was Indian till you was already governor. They already voted for you, and then they found out, oh shit, she's an Indian. But like you acted white to even get into your position, and you gonna sit up there and say that the country, the state, ain't racist.
So who you voting for, Johnny?
Who I'm
MAGA.
voting for? I don't know.
You can vote for Nikki if she get in.
You got the three. You got
I said
Biden,
I
you
sit
got
out.
Nikki, and you got Trump.
I sit out.
I vote for whoever ain't gonna put me in the
I
wall.
vote Jonathan Newton again, bro. I ain't voting for bullshit. Like I'm not voting for terrible leaders. Even if that's the only thing I'm
So
not.
Johnny, besides for reparations, what else could win your vote?
Calling back all American soldiers to America.
So anti-war. Okay.
Anti-war, not having America be the police around the country, around the world. Not sending billions of dollars of aid to Ukraine and Palestine.
So foreign policy is big for you.
And Israel, yeah. I'm not trying to
no
send,
war, strong foreign policy that keeps America first.
Yeah, like this, and basically, and like I say, reparations. And like I said, you ain't. Hey, time out.
Somebody say you sound like you voting for Trump.
Time out. You ain't
No,
gotta.
Biden the one put the reparations on this.
You ain't no.
Biden ain't doing no reparations.
Time out.
I'm saying, but he started.
Time out.
using
I
this
want to
as
get.
campaign joint.
Oh, is he really?
He used reparations.
Hey, fellas. I want to get a real conversation about reparations going. You ain't gotta. No. Listen. You ain't gotta cut no check. You ain't gotta give us nothing.
I know you said no.
You trying to do it like the California?
No taxes. Give us free education and let us have land and let us build casinos on the land. So
give us some land though,
like you do the Indians, but they let the Indians build casinos on their land.
Or do they build the casinos on the Indian land and give
but
them
we saying you can't build casinos nowhere else in North Carolina except Indian land.
Yeah, okay. I was just
like I want that same freedom for my land. I want to be able to build casinos. Like I want the land they give black people, us to be able to build casinos or whatever. I want freedom on the land. I want sovereignty on the land.
Okay. You know that they actually they built the casinos on the land, and they just give them a cut of all of the profits from the land that they built it on.
But yes, but guess what? Guess where them companies can't build casinos? On land that's not Indian.
This is a circle conversation.
Yeah. So that's why.
But I'm saying, but it's a circumstance they allow them to do because, and it's a reparation. They allow them to have casinos.
Man.
No, they didn't allow shit.
What you
Man,
mean they don't
like,
allow?
They didn't allow it. They just pay them. They just pay them. Like I used to go to
Stop
the
begging
casino.
for reparations.
And,
Black folk, we ain't getting.
But that's a form. So none of that money
It ain't
from that
coming.
land. It don't go to the Cherokee.
We gotta just do better.
It don't.
Gotta just be better.
That land. It don't go to the
The only
Catawbas.
thing I would say is that
In 1960, they said you got to be twice as good. How
That
about
ain't
we
got
take?
nothing to
Let's
do with
take. Let's take
Indians,
that
bro. That
idea.
ain't got nothing to do with Indians.
I don't give a shit about Indians. We ain't Indians. We black folk. It's
But
a bunch
the
of shit
Indians-
that black folk had to
But
do
they've
that
given
Indians
them
ain't
Indians
have to.
land based on reparations.
Begging for it ain't gonna happen, G.
They give them. Okay.
Reparations is past,
that
past
ain't
due,
got-
but it ain't coming.
Okay, well, fuck it. I ain't voting.
That's one of them big, like,
like I say, black people, we can or we can't ask for it. It's owed to us, and we can figure out a way to get it, or we can figure out a way to not get it. Y'all let y'all decide. But again,
I'm just gonna.
I done told y'all how I
don't
feel
need
about the voting. I done told y'all what I'm gonna vote for, what I'm not gonna vote for. It's up to y'all to earn my vote, but I don't know.
So Trump but if Biden gives reparations, you'll go that way.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Only way I vote for Trump, that nigga got a free thugger this time.
Hey, let's attack these comments now.
That nigga he free Kodak last time.
He did.
He got a free thugger this time.
Thugger, and it's up. Huh?
That's my ignorant joke.
We only stand for 10% or somewhere around there for the vote. But the thing is that we stand more than that with our local votes. We need to understand that we need to vote locally.
Locally. Fuck them presidential Jones. We be spending too much time on them shits, bro. It don't matter, bro.
Vote local too, but
no, but like, see, the thing is that
don't vote, but don't throw your presidential vote away.
Hold on. Can I get a little bit?
You got it.
I'm just saying. Only thing I'm saying is that what we do is we'll sit there and watch all of these presidential Jones, and we'll all of this shit, and then what we do is on the local part of it, we just circle names. You know what I mean? We just check. We don't know nothing about none of them. We just checking names and shit. So we spending in my opinion, we spend too much time invested in looking at those people when the time should be spent looking at the other people, myself included. And like I got away from politics because I no longer care so much about it. I think that we should just go ahead and deviate from that and start. And I agree with you 100%. That's fact. We putting our time in the wrong place.
What else we got on the comments? I feel like we got a new one.
If you don't vote, you don't have a voice. America was born on racism. Let's see. My parents made sure I knew who the local people were that took care of us. So I know from the mayor to the governor, everything from senators or state representatives.
You know, the crazy thing is, I wonder how often the people from
in
the
your
local
city, Johnny,
from the
Rock
local
Hill.
from the local
Hold on,
spots,
who talking
you see
about
how
Rock
they
Hill?
ascend.
He
all
definitely
the way
living.
up.
Unc living Rock Hill.
Oh, he a Rock Hillian.
Yeah.
Hey, what you know about the Friendship Rise and
had
the
to yell for
Freedom
him to hear you.
9?
He can still hear
Hey,
you.
talk to me, Unc.
He can still hear you. You ain't had to yell for him to hear you.
My bad.
Oh, he said, I always hear about me being a Republican, but the only reason why I am a Republican is this: they have morals. Most Democrats don't have morals and will put people in the better or most Democrats don't have morals and won't put people in better situations.
Facts. I fuck with that, Unc.
Talk to him, Unc.
This in regard to reparations.
You gotta tell us before we get off. Nikki Haley and Trump, where you riding? We just want to know from an actual real Republican.
This is in regards
He called you
to
a fake
reparations.
Republican, Newton, just now. You ain't catch that?
Ain't no real
Johnny
Republican.
be throwing too much shade to his party.
Ain't no real Republican.
He a rhino.
This in regards to reparations. They owe that to my people. Indian land.
Already know, baby. Don't fuck with them motherfuckers like that.
My bad, Tom.
In my opinion, reparations would be a great thing because black people are not going to do anything but bye, and that is not an NSYNC song.
And that is not an NSYNC song.
Oh,
I forgot all
Hey,
about
fuck with the reparations.
Nah,
pay.
you didn't catch what he was
Yeah, I
saying. He
thought
said he's just saying that that's gonna be good for the economy.
For the
Because
economy,
niggas gonna waste the money off.
Yeah, I mean, shit, same thing we did with the
But
stimulus.
that's why I
check.
don't want to check.
Big stimulus.
That's why I want tax breaks and
My
free
thing is,
education.
hey,
in this
if
land.
you
I don't
gonna
want.
shoot a check, I
want.
ain't mad
I don't
at you,
want
bro.
checks. I don't want checks.
I don't think it's better
It
for
just ain't
everybody
never
else.
gonna come.
I don't think that they should do it for everybody else. I think it'll be good for me though, because I feel like I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know I know how to
What
move
we talking
that
about?
thing.
Greed at the beginning of this
No,
shit.
no.
In fantasy
That's not
world
greed.
land,
What we talking about?
I don't like the
Fantasy
reparation
world,
check.
man.
I like a
Exactly.
reparation check too.
Yeah.
I just don't
I don't
think in
want
real
no
world
check. I
it's
just
gonna
don't
ever
want to
happen.
pay taxes no more. I just don't want to pay taxes no more. Fuck a check.
Nah, I can't.
Johnny, you was just telling me you just American. You dropped the African and black off.
I pay.
You don't get reparations.
And my American ass pay taxes.
Yeah, you don't get reparations.
But your American
for being
ass ain't
American,
black
bro.
no more. That's what you told me.
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
blacker
get
than both you
reparations for being
niggas, bro.
American.
Shut
Nah,
the
but
fuck up. I'm blacker than.
but you
I'm the
denounced-
blackest nigga
but
than.
you
I'm the
denounced
blackest
it,
nigga
though.
in here. Fuck y'all
But you
talking about.
denounced it
I'm
though.
the blackest nigga in here. I'm blacker.
But
I
you don't
got both.
claim it.
Got both of y'all niggas
I think
beat.
Tone
when it
denounced
comes
his
to
black too though.
I got
Tone
Tone
denounced
beat
his black
too.
too.
I'm the darkest nigga in here.
Listen, I'm still I'm an Afro American.
Y'all
I
niggas
take it
ain't
back.
black. Y'all niggas brown.
I'm an Afro American.
Y'all rock with the
I ain't vote
Hispanic.
for Biden. I'm not black.
I feel like I'm native. I'm going
I
with
ain't
that, bro.
vote
I
for
think
Biden.
they should shoot
I'm
me.
a-
I ain't vote for Biden. Like
I'm a native
I was
African
hoping
American.
I could turn white if
You
I
said a
didn't vote
native
for
African
Biden.
Native, I want both checks.
Yeah, I'm a native
I
African
need
American
both
too.
checks.
I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping
Johnny,
I could.
you black today or you American?
Now, I was hoping I could go trans white
Oh.
because I didn't vote for Biden. But like I ain't vote for Biden and I'm still black as fuck. I was
Oh, so
mad.
you are black.
The nigga said if I ain't vote for him, I wasn't black. I ain't vote for the nigga, and like the shit still ain't wore off.
I don't think you understand how trans work. It ain't gotta be real. It ain't gotta be real. It's all right, bro. Just say it. Say it enough. They just gotta accept it.
I'm white. I'm white.
Local votes are for those who will put you in jail or keep you out of jail,
Mhm.
because the local judges and local sheriffs and its local officials that has the statements and ability to keep you safe. All right. To be honest with you, right now I hate Nikki and Trump, so I'm going to go with the lesser of my pain.
Which is who?
It says in Dubai, because I'm not a straight party voter.
He said in Dubai.
I think
Hey,
that's
hold
a
on.
typo.
Hey, what the last comment talking about?
So
I
bro leaving the country? He about to bail.
Johnny, come with me, boy. Come
I
on.
ain't fucking I ain't
Come
I
to the
I
come
ain't
to the
going
dark
to no
side, my
meetings,
boy.
huh?
He said,
Come
Johnny,
over to
with me
death
these
row, Johnny.
City hall meetings. If you can't do that, to me, then we ain't
Oh.
fucking with each other.
Yeah, Johnny, you a rhino anyway.
Unc want me to come down to City Hall.
Yeah, you talking all this shit. You get
Yeah,
riled
hey,
up.
nigga be cat, bro.
But when he
nigga
come
be
down
cat.
to doing it,
Hey, matter of fact, fuck that. I go talk this shit at City Hall. Hey, Unc, hey,
He
let
ain't
me
doing shit. I'll go. You
pull
want?
up there. We in Rocky. Hey, Unc.
Oh,
Hey,
no, I'm
Unc.
not going to Rock
Unc.
bro.
Hey, Unc, tell me when you go into City Hall. I'll definitely come in there and talk some
y'all
shit.
talking about some South Carolina.
I ain't tripping. Hey, I come talk some City Hall. But hey, Unc, you gotta be there with me though. I ain't finna talk this shit by myself.
No, you need backup.
Facts. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was hoping he was go back. No, I do that shit, man.
Absolutely need backup. If Unc come with me, I'll talk that shit. Bro, they beat John Lewis' ass down in Rock Hill, bro. He was a senator. They whooped his ass. But look, hey, I feel like we had a good one today. I want to tell everybody, please.
And hold on, that wasn't the part that I was trying to get you to talk about. You missed out on that whole part. But
No,
I still love you.
I'll let you later, bro.
They was on me,
Hey,
I was trying to put them on something.
Hey, me and Unc got a meeting down at City Hall next week. Yo, you need to chill out. Me and Unc got a meeting down at City Hall. But if y'all still fucking with us, please hit the notification button. Please subscribe. Comment below. Let us know what you thinking. Follow us at the 2B Fair Show. We on Instagram, we on Facebook, we on TikTok, and we on Threads. Please follow at the 2B Fair Show.
hey, I'm gonna give y'all a quick tip because Tone do this every week. Y'all ain't picked up on it yet. Tone usually says we should carry this conversation on Threads. I think that's a good idea. Shout out to Tone for those alley-oops that he always throws. But yeah, check us this week on Threads. We're gonna throw a conversation. Make sure y'all hit and respond to our conversation thread on Threads.
We doing that. It was the To Be Fair Show. I'm your host, Johnny P.
Oh, yeah, real.
It's Q.
And we out.